This is Primetime Sports, WGNS Murfreesboro, on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, streaming worldwide on WGNSSports.com, and always at the game. The game.
Prep sports coverage starts right now. Now. WGNS Primetime Sports is honored to bring you the 77th season of coverage with tonight's high school sports broadcast of Rutherford County Prep Athletics. It's State Farm Prep Sports. Veteran broadcasters Brian Barrett and John Dinkins, in their 25th year together, are ready to bring you the story of tonight's contest. Here are the 2023 Tennessee Association of Broadcasters recipients for Best Sports Coverage, Brian Barrett and John Dinkins, with tonight's contest on News Radio WGNS.
Make a big deal out of it. And good evening, everyone, from Stewarts Creek High School, where tonight we'll have the battle between the Stewarts Creek Redhawks and the Rockvale Rockets right here on WGNS State Farm Prep Football. I'm John Dinkins, along with Rod Edwards here on the Primetime Sports Countdown to Kickoff, sponsored by the law offices of John Day. They've helped thousands of people get the legal help they need when they've needed it the most. If you've been injured, call the law offices of John Day for a free consultation. It's going to be a battle tonight, Rod. This Stewarts Creek coming in undefeated. Rockvale's gotten into some tough times here and had a couple of games get away from them.
Yes, so we expected them to be about even as teams, but you got 3 wins for Stewarts Creek, 3 losses for Rockvale. Rockvale really needs this game bad to kind of get their season turning around. Last week they self-inflicted a couple fumbles inside the 20, cost them a game that they were leading by 20-7 starting the fourth quarter. So they've had some struggles. They played a couple tough teams. Dillonsville, a very good game. But had a couple touchdowns brought back, so they're the team that can do it. But now the coulda, it's got to be you're going to do it now.
Coulda, shoulda, you know.
Right.
All right. When we return, it's the Rick's Barbecue Roundup as the Primetime Sports Countdown to Kickoff continues, sponsored by the law offices of John Day.
Mills Family Pharmacy has served Murfreesboro and surrounding communities for nearly 2 decades. From a simple prescription refill, an over-the-counter remedy, to a compounded prescription, Mills Family Pharmacy can help.
This is Chad Mills with Mills Family Pharmacy. Come on down and see us. We're located next to Toot South on South Church Street in Murfreesboro. We'd love to have you.
At Mills, we also offer a medication delivery service. Learn more by visiting us online at millsfamilypharmacy.com.
This is a paid legal ad.
When a family member is lost as a result of someone else's negligence, the grief can be unbearable. It also leaves you with a lot of questions like, how did this happen? Who's responsible? And is my family going to be okay? That's a lot to go through, but with the law offices of John Day on your side, you don't have to go through any of it alone. We understand what you're going through, and we have the experience to get the answers, justice, and compensation your family deserves. Call the law offices of John Day.
What's your next dream? Paying off your credit card? Remodeling your kitchen? Whatever your dreams, they take planning. I'm State Farm Agent Dana Womack. Let's work together to come up with a plan to make those savings goals happen. Call me at 615-900-0877.
Local business owners, you know how important it is to be here for your customers. I'm State Farm Agent Emerson Williams, and I run a small business in Rutherford County too. And I'm here to help you protect your small business. Call me at 615-459-2683.
Dr. Russell McKissick of Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance talks about the grassroots effort in our local schools to ensure proper care for players.
To make sure our teams are covered here locally, be there for our trainers. Yeah, it's a passion that we have to try to take care of our athletes here in town and be there just to keep everybody playing as healthy and as best they can.
From a community standpoint, one of the most important things you do at TOA, I'd guess.
I think it's definitely a way to pay back to our community, just to be there for them and watch some great sports too.
Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance, TOA, live your best life.
If someone asked, what's your more? Would you be surprised? Well, at First Bank, knowing your more is where we start. Whether it's seeing your kid's college graduation, seeing the world, or seeing the ocean from your patio, your more helps us see who you are. That's why First Bank offers you more time, more access to local lenders and leaders, more answers, and more products. So tell us, what's your more? First Bank. Bank local. Get more. Member FDIC.
Does being a caregiver for your loved one wear you out? Then Arosa Care is here to help. AROSA has an experienced team of caregivers and licensed care managers who help families make educated decisions regarding the aging process. This is Erin Keogh Rankin. Let me help you. Call us at 615-848-6774 or find us at arosacare.com.
Dr. Automotive is the cure for your car. Brothers Danny and Randy Brewer have been providing Rutherford County with ASE certified auto repair for nearly 20 years. You'll receive courteous and friendly customer service every time. Why? Because we grew up here and you are our neighbors. Foreign and domestic auto repair and maintenance on Hazelwood Drive in Smyrna, just off I-24. SmyrnaAutorepair.com, 615-220-0971. Just ask for Danny.
I'm State Farm Agent Celeste Middleton, and you're listening to Prep Football.
It's the countdown to kickoff, sponsored by the law offices of John Day, and time now for the Rick's Barbecue County Roundup. Rick's Barbecue has quality, fresh, never frozen meats that are smoked the old-fashioned way, using real hickory wood on specially designed pits to give your pork, chicken, and beef the best flavor. Also, you can be sure to try other favorites like slaw dogs, which are my personal favorite, by the way, and loaded baked potatoes, which is another one of my personal favorites, along with everything on their menu. From the pit to the plate, Rick's Barbecue is ready to feed your hungry family on Warrior Drive off South Church Street. Time now to take a look at some of the games that are going on tonight, besides this one as well. Riverdale Rod's going to take on Germantown tonight. Riverdale 2-1, and Germantown 3-0. This is the fourth consecutive game the seventh-ranked Warriors have played against the 2022 TSSAA football playoff team, and the third in a row that involved an opponent that reached at least the state quarterfinals. Riverdale got 3 field goals from Khalil Armand in a 16-14 win over Beats last week, while number 4 Germantown defeated rival Houston 14-13 behind quarterback Cordero Walker's 116 rushing yards and a TD and 124 passing. Riverdale quarterback Braden Graham has passed for more than 500 yards in the team's first 3 games. That one stat by Braden Graham, that's pretty impressive, Rod. I think, though, although they're moving the football, they probably need to put a few more points on the board.
Yes, they got to get a good mix of the running game and passing game working together. It seems like in games they've had one or the other. They really haven't had them in sync. Big test tonight, and they had a tough one last week. They pulled it out with a 2-point win. They lost by 1 against another tough opponent on the road. They're on the road again. This would be a step forward if they can go to Germantown and win. Germantown, by the way, John, is rated number 4 in the state in 6A.
We travel now to Coffee County at Siegel. A chance for the Siegel Stars to go 4-0 for the first time. The Red Raiders, who went 9-3 last year, lost both coach Doug Green and quarterback Cole Pippinger to a shoulder injury after a 16-0 loss to Tullahoma in week 2. Coffee County had just 208 yards of offense and a 38-17 loss to Shelbyville, 38-17 last week. The Stars have outscored their opponents 154-57 behind quarterback Thomas Santel, who has over 1,000 total yards and 13 touchdowns. I see no way with what Coffee County is going through that they're going to have a shot against Siegel. But, I've said that before.
Yes, and I agree with you totally. Last week we saw them against Smyrna, who traditionally have had a really solid team year after year. Smyrna tried to press their will with power game, but Siegel just got so much talent that it's hard to do, so it's going to be a tough night for the Red Raiders.
I think they put plenty of points on the board tonight.
Yes.
I really do. All right, then we go now to Antioch at Oakland. Antioch 1-2, Oakland 2-1, and on paper that looks like a mismatch, and it quite possibly is.
Yes, most likely. The only thing little hiccup in that thought is that Antioch upset Cane Ridge. That one's, I think, shocked everybody in the mid-state because Antioch has really been down. Cane Ridge has been one of the elite teams from the Davidson County area.
At one point, I think Antioch was even having trouble getting enough people to really play at one point. So they're much improved. And
apparently they have a new coach too. So
yeah,
he must be changing things.
Averaging 23 points a game. Second-ranked Oakland rebounded from its lone loss with a 48-6 win over Haywood last week. A game in which running backs Dwayne Morris and Ashton Jones combined for 372 yards and 7 touchdowns. I think that was an important win. Plus, it was an important win to get the quarterback Freeman in there and get him a little work and play that game. and kind of make up for the loss of Creasy.
Yeah, he had over 100 yards passing, I think like 7 or 8 out of 50, which is solid for a sophomore in his first starting role, but it looks like they're developing quite a tandem running team of Thunder and Lightning. The Lightning being Dwayne Morris, who apparently is very fast, and Ashton Jones is the type that just wears the defense down.
And we travel now to Smyrna, looking for their first win against a pretty good Ravenwood squad, 2-1. Smyrna's offense has shown some improvement in those 3 games, but still has put up just 23 total points, including the 35-14 loss at Siegel. One bright spot has been DJ Barksdale, who's rushed for 229 yards over the past 2 games. Ravenwood got 110 yards and 3 touchdowns from Carter Pace in a 35-28 win over Blackman last week. So this is a game that if Smyrna can stay with them, they have a shot at it, but they've got to have more than Barksdale, I think.
Yes. Now they had a little bit better passing game last week than they had with their game with Riverdale, but they've got to have more than that. You know, Barksdale, it turned out Siegel just was the student body to Barksdale wherever he went, and that's how they stopped him.
And Siegel made some good adjustments in that game. Blackman, 0-3, going to travel to Summit, and the Blaze are looking for their first win, and you think they've got a good shot at it tonight.
I do. I was really shocked by the score of Ravenwood, that they jumped out ahead, and they went toe-to-toe the whole game. Ravenwood has been a state champion recently, been in the last few years. They've they've also got second place in the state. They're always highly respected, and from where they were the first week when they played Brentwood to where they're now, Coach Kreisky is making some big improvements.
Blaze offense combined for 49 points the past 2 games, but lost by a touchdown to Stewarts Creek and Ravenwood. So a good sign here is they found their running back, Caden Perkins, has rushed for more than 270 yards, and the defense seems to have been improved as well. But you kind of expect that under Matt Kreisky, and a lot more disciplined in these first 3 games.
Yes, and that's something I think they have needed for a long time, to go beyond where they've been achieving.
In fact, some people predict Blackman to win that game, including you, I think.
I did.
And I think Brian.
Well, I just feel like Summit is at the bottom of the Williamson County teams.
Yeah.
I mean, the Wade boys are gone. Once they're gone, they're a different team.
And how much would this be for Blackman's confidence to get that win? I think that would do wonders for them.
Well, it's exactly what they need to going into the region games coming up.
And it's something that Coach Kreisky has been preaching, and to see the benefits of it for the first time would be great too.
Yeah. Well, apparently the guys are starting to buy in. I mean, he's had to preach it. You know how that is when you start with a new program, but you can see a buy-in happening, and they're improving.
So now we go now to Laverne against Page. I really don't have any idea what Laverne has. I mean, it's kind of hard to say. They won their first game, but they've struggled in the last 2. The Wolverines had a 28-14 loss to Wilson Central, which they're having a pretty good year. Then a huge loss to Siegel the previous week, but they'll face one of the top teams in 5A and 6th ranked Page, so it doesn't get any easier for the Wolverines.
No, Page is in the 5A. They've been second the last 2 years, and you know what, Henry County, the one team that beat Riverdale, they've lost to Page in the semifinals the last 2 years, very close games. So, I mean, that's that level of game, so it's going to be tough.
I'm going to keep moving on. We've got Eagleville at Collinwood. Eagleville 2-1, 0-1 in Region 5-1A, and Collinwood 1-1, 1-0 in the region. And after allowing 45 points and 342 total yards in Week 1 loss to Loretto, Collinwood's defense limited Cornersville to less than 200 yards. Eagleville began their week with back-to-back shutouts before falling 45-20 to 5th-ranked Moore County. And I was one of the guys that said I was pretty impressed with because they were in that game for quite a while.
Yes, Moore County has kind of been rolling over people this year. Got a quarterback much like Santel in that he's a dual threat and very dominant. But what I was impressed was that Eagleville finally got a real offense going. They had Brody McLemore is getting used to quarterbacking now. He's been an athlete, but now he's starting to become a quarterback. Had about 180 yards total in the game, so they're picking up their offense, which they're going to need Played good defense, and then they probably not quite as good last week, but gets a much tougher opponent than what they played.
Clarksville Academy is at MTCS. Clarksville Academy 1-2, MTCS 3-0. I think another victory for MTCS.
Oh yes, with Wilson, he's the real deal. It's 3 years in a row. Been watching that kid. He's trailing only Santel in the area with touchdowns. And over 500 yards rushing. So yeah, I think they're going to keep on rolling.
And finally, Providence Christian at DCA. Providence Christian 1-2, big win last week for them, and they go to DCA.
That last week was really kind of a shock in that I wasn't surprised that they won. I was surprised how dominant they were and how much they scored, because they really struggled scoring through the first 3 games.
And I tell you what, that was a big win for their program, and congratulations to Coach Ferguson in that win over there. All right, that's a look at part of the Rick's Barbecue County Roundup. When we return, we're going to continue. We're going to talk about this game that's coming up, among other things, and also take a look at that weather coming up as well. And it's a beautiful night for football, as anybody that's been outside today knows that. When we come back, we'll check the forecast, get you ready for tonight's game as the Primetime Sports Countdown to Kickoff continues, sponsored by the law offices of John Day.
Here's a question. What do you want from your electric co-op?
I want expert advice on going 100% solar.
I want to go green without breaking the bank.
I want to meet my sustainability goals.
I want solar to be simple.
Done, 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 done.
I want to save the planet.
Little hero, let's start with one of MTE's solar programs first. Energy Service Life. That's Middle Tennessee Electric. We're here to get done what matters most to you. Learn more at mte.com.
This is a paid legal ad.
Hi, this is John Day of the Law Offices of John Day. I've lived and worked as a lawyer in Middle Tennessee for over 30 years, and to me, every single day has been an honor. That's why our firm is so involved with community programs like bicycle helmet giveaways and our Safe Ride Home program. At the Law Offices of John Day, we're not just looking to make donations. We want to make a difference in the community we hold so dear. And if you're ever injured, know that we are here for you too.
I'm State Farm Agent Andy Womack, and you're listening to Prep Football.
Welcome back to the Countdown to Kickoff, sponsored by the law offices of John Day, as we continue to finalize the Rick's Barbecue County Roundup. Rod, one game tonight, and that's this one tonight. Going to be a good one, I think.
It is. Both teams have talent, have good quarterbacks on both sides. I think maybe Rockvale has the edge with potential, but it's got to be done on the field. Rockvale has an outstanding defense, and Stewarts Creek has had a really good offense rolling this year.
Well, and the new addition of Jordan has really helped them and kind of given them a little more depth offensively, I would think.
Yes, and plus you can handle injuries in the backfield and still continue to perform with that many quality backs.
And we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have more of the Countdown to Kickoff, sponsored by the law offices of John Day.
Each team knows which play can be the winning move. I'm good neighbor State Farm Agent Celeste Middleton, and I'd love the opportunity to talk to you about combining your home and auto insurance. Call me at 615-895-2700, and I can save you time and money.
So what if your roommate decides to microwave a metal mixing bowl and sets your apartment on fire? I'm State Farm Agent Andy Womack. Auto, renters, frankly, any kind of insurance. I've got your back. Call me at 615-890-0850.
Winners Trophies can help you with customized awards for any occasion. Owner Kelly Hockenberry continues to provide awards for sports teams, churches, recognition awards, and more. Call Winners Trophies at 904-6002. That's 904-6002 for the best in quality, service, and pricing. You can also email Kelly, winnerstrophy@comcast.net. That's winnerstrophy@comcast.net. Any award for any occasion. Winners Trophies, 904-6002.
Hey y'all, this is Lakin Hibden. I'm a mortgage loan originator for F&B Mortgage, a department of First National Bank of Middle Tennessee, located on 322 North Front Street in downtown Murfreesboro. When you're ready to purchase your new home or refinance the one you have, I'll make sure your home loan process will move along smoothly when you put your trust in me. With attractive rates and a great solution that will fit your lifestyle and budget, F&B Mortgage is your hometown lender. Visit my website, lakeandhibden.com. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 401715.
Rely on the experienced professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air.
If your old unit needs a tune-up, the professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air service all major brands and even offer same-day service in most cases. Keep your home or business comfortable year-round. Call us today at 615-890-1311. Prentice Allsup Heating and Air, your Ring Pro partner heating and cooling contractor on West College Street, just under the Thompson Lane overpass. Online at PrenticeAllsup.com.
Hello, this is Coy Young at Las Casas Feed Supply. We'd like to welcome you to our door.
I'm Ian Young. I'm at Las Casas Feed Supply. I'm selling beef and pork, 100% Angus, raised here in Las Casas. Come get you some.
Everyone's favorite cuts available, even options to purchase a quarter of a steer.
We got the beef. Hello, everybody. Las Casas Feed Supply.
Family owned and operated, Las Casas Feed Supply on Barlow Lane, just off Highway 96 East.
I'm State Farm Agent Bud Morris, and you're listening to Prep Football.
We're back with the Primetime Sports Countdown to kickoff. John Dinkins, Rod Edwards, and Brian Barrett will be joining us in just a few minutes. Time now to take a look at the weather with 79 degrees currently here at Stewarts Creek, and Ray Miller has the Fans Heating and Air football forecast from the WGNS Weatherology Weather Center.
Thanks, John. It looks like a good night for football with comfortable temperatures and light winds. We'll see temperatures around 77 degrees at kickoff with north winds at 5 miles an hour. Just a few passing clouds from time to time through the night. By halftime, we'll see temperatures in the lower 70s, and by the end of the game, temperatures falling back into the mid-60s. And in fact, those mid-60 temperatures will continue into the overnight hours. I'm WGNS Weatherology Meteorologist Ray Miller with your Fans Heating and Air forecast. Your Rutherford County heating and air expert since 1966.
Time now to be joined by Brian Barrett, who is going to join us here with the players to watch. And Brian, why don't you go over that, and then we'll get our keys to the game.
All right, sounds good. So let's take a look at some of the key players tonight.
Time now for your players to watch. Brought to you by Fans Heating and Air, Winners Trophies, along with JHA Company, Josh Houston and Associates.
Let's first of all take a look at the Rockvale Rockets of Brian Guthrie. Brennan Mayhew, the senior quarterback, will get the start tonight behind center. 34 of 65 passing, 468 yards, 32 yards rushing, and 5 total touchdowns. In the backfield, you'll have junior Grant Gardner, 150 all-purpose yards and a TD this year, along with Odell. He is a senior. Rashawn Odell, 200 all-purpose yards and 2 touchdowns, along with Jalen Morgan, 17 carries, 82 yards. Best target, or the one with the most yards this year at wide receiver for Rockvale, Logan Padgett, senior, 6 catches, 100 yards and a TD. Jalen Morgan, junior, wide out, 2 catches for 80 yards. Defensively for the Rockets, Cam Frierson and Jacarius Green leading the way, along with Timmy Williams in terms of tackles. Now for the Stewarts Creek Redhawks, Jacob Jones will get the start behind center, 22 of 41, 377 yards this season through the air, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Varian Ote, 23 carries, 165 yards and 3 TDs in the backfield, along with Caleb Floyd, 44 carries, 209 yards and a TD. And Kenny Jordan, we were here when he made his debut a couple of weeks ago, 20 carries, 203 yards, 2 TDs. Javarian Ote has 2 catches for 103 yards at wide receiver and 1 touchdown. Punt return for a TD for Nigel Maynard, so he's a key in that wide receiver core, along with Kenny Jordan, 8 catches, 159 yards. For the Stewarts Creek defense, Nigel Maynard leading the way with 7.5 tackles average per game. Keelan Harris and Jarrell Watson averaging 6.5 as well. That's a look at your key players.
And if the players are getting to start to come out on the field, and let's go to our Rayburn Insurance keys to the game with Brian and Rod.
Time now for your players to watch. Time now for the keys to the game. Brought to you by Rayburn Insurance Agency in Smyrna. Auto, home, business, and life insurance since 1973.
Rod, let's talk keys to the game here tonight for Stewarts Creek. And I know I've heard your opinion about Rockvale as well, kind of being desperate But you also have to be prepared for that if you're a Stewarts Creek fan and Stewarts Creek coaches, because you know you're playing a desperate team.
Right, and as a coach, one of the things you worry about is the kids getting overconfident once you've been rolling along 3-0, and you try to keep them humble and ready to play. It's going to be a big part of it. Stewarts Creek wants to keep the balance on their offense. They've kept it. They're hitting the inside, outside, mixed up some passing with it. And another thing they really want to do is maintain field position. That will help them. Now, Rockvale, they've got to limit the mistakes. I mean, the self-inflicted turnovers, penalties that really killed them.
Last week, they had the lead going into the final quarter, and in the last 10 minutes, 2 turnovers and an interception, and they lose the ball game. So,
yeah. And balance. You also need balance on offense, too. I mean, the passing and the running got to click together. So far, you're getting one or the other, but you're not getting the whole thing flowing together.
And that's all for the Primetime Sports Countdown to Kickoff. Those keys of the game brought to you by Rayburn Insurance. And this Countdown to Kickoff, as always, sponsored by the law offices of John Day. Kickoff is coming up next. Brian Barrett with the play-by-play on News Radio, WGNS, Murfreesboro, Smyrna.
Hey, I'm Jack Hayes, here with my dad Nick and my granddad Pops.
In 1985, when we opened our doors, we had one kids item on the menu. It was a hot dog. But today we have one of the most popular kids items in Rutherford County. What's your favorite item, Jack?
Chicken fingers, curly fries, and our homemade barbecue sauce.
At Toots Restaurants, our quality has not changed.
Our portions have not changed.
Our products have not changed.
Greetings, friends. This is Lenny Farmer with the Jennings & Ayers Funeral Home in Murfreesboro. If you ever had to deal with the final arrangements of a loved one, funerals are both emotional and financial. You can easily be drained both ways when you least expect it. I can help you in both of these areas by showing you the positive side of pre-arranging. Locking in your cost for the rest of your life will truly relieve some emotional stress at that time. Call me, won't you, at 615-893-2422. Let's talk.
Middle Tennessee Christian School, training for eternity.
People love to see us on the schedule when they have a home game because our fans show up.
MTCS President Matt Tiller.
The way we travel is just phenomenal. Our parents and our community are fully engaged in our school. When we compete, we're trying to do it in a way that honors God. We want to win. We also want to do it in a way that pleases Him.
Providing Christian values and academic excellence in a nurturing environment. That's Middle Tennessee Christian School. Invest in the future of your child. Find out more at mtcscougars.org.
For more than 36 years, Wilson Bank has been supporting local schools and student athletes in the classroom and on the field. We're big on helping our home teams reach their goals. You can count on knowledgeable bankers, competitive rates, and an open line of communication. So join the winning team at Wilson Bank and Trust, where we're not just your bankers, we're your neighbors and friends. Visit any of the 30 Wilson Bank and Trust offices or visit wilsonbank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
I'm State Farm Agent Celeste Middleton, and you're listening to Prep Football.
Our game tonight brought to you by Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance, providing expert treatment of injuries to bones, joints, and muscles. They'll even replace your knee. TOA's team of surgical specialists can get you back in the game. And we're about ready to get this one underway. It's Stewarts Creek and Rockvale here on Friday Night Football. And here with the play-by-play story is Brian Barrett.
All right, John, thank you very much. Glad to be alongside these two gentlemen tonight to bring you this game from Stewarts Creek. The coin toss has occurred about a couple of minutes ago. The Rockvale Rockets won the coin toss, and they deferred to the second half, so they'll be kicking off to the Stewarts Creek Redhawks here tonight. The Redhawks clad in their black uniforms, jerseys and pants, black helmets with the SC of Stewarts Creek on the side, red numbers with white trim. For the visiting Rockets of Rockvale, white jerseys and pants. They have the Carolina blue numbers, and the Rockvale R on the helmet, as best I can tell, are the light blue color as well, but I have not been able to see up close. They have the Carolina blue numbers as mentioned with an outline, and we are about ready to get this one underway here tonight, and simply a beautiful, beautiful night. 2 weeks ago, John, we were here, and we didn't know if we were going to make it.
Yeah, sweltering. But now we got the windows open and everything's just as nice as it can be.
And a touch of fall next week with highs in the 70s, so it's really going to feel like it next week.
And then when it goes back to 89, we'll know. Yeah. Interesting call here. Rockvale deferred. I think they'd like to get the ball in the second half. I just think Rockvale is going to have to, as Rod mentioned earlier, going to have to do away with the turnovers, control the football a little bit, and don't make any silly mistakes. And because Stewarts Creek will take advantage of it. And so far, Stewarts Creek has really shown a real, I guess, talent of moving the football very methodically and down the field. So we'll see how this goes tonight. They're going to get the ball first.
Well, Dainta is ready to kick off.
He's got the same color shoes you have.
They are a little bit bright, aren't they?
Wow, he's just trying to copy you, Brian.
Fluorescent pink. Toe meets leather, and we're underway here from Stewarts Creek. Going to be returnable at the 23-yard line to the 30, 35, and out of bounds there is Stewarts Creek with the football, and that was on the return, Moss Mason, number 10. We have got your time of the game at 7:02 from J. Mullins Jewelry. Don't forget, they have those indestructible reactor watches there. Plus, you can get expert jewelry repair, custom jewelry design, and manufacturing at J. Mullins Jewelry and Gifts, West Northfield Boulevard between Memorial and Sulphur Springs. Going to have the Red Hawks ball on the right hash, 35-yard line. And Jacob Jones with the back to his right. It's hard to see those sleeve numbers. It's actually Javarian Ote. Takes it behind left guard and picks up about 3 yards on that far side. John with Ote, Floyd, and Jordan. If you can keep all of them healthy, I heard Rod say, thunder and lightning. You got a three-headed monster here.
You certainly do, and Caleb Floyd, they're all really solid.
Caleb Floyd actually leads the team with 209 yards rushing. Handoff in motion from right to left is Jordan, and he's going to get to the 41-yard line, so picks up another 3. And right now it's going to bring up a third down situation.
Rockvale did a good job defensively pursuing that and actually held him to 3 yards. Pretty good play defensively.
Geary on that tackle. It is third down and let's call it 3 here from the 41-yard line. And Stewarts Creek sets him down with 16 seconds on the play clock. 2 wides. They're really tight on that left side of the line. They faked Ote, tries to deliver a block to Spring Jordan, and nowhere to go. Going to lose about a yard there or more.
Well, again, the penetration there by Rockvale was just overwhelming, and Jordan had nowhere to go. He was just stood up right there at the line of scrimmage and lost a yard.
Let me make a correction. That was Caleb Floyd on the run. So we'll give that minus yard there to him. So on fourth down, Geary again making or forcing into a fourth down situation. And now the Rockets number 58, I think, and I don't have a 58 on my roster, has to come off the field. Being replaced by Jacarius Green on that D-line. So no score. 3 and out for the Red Hawks. And Habib to kick away. Going to be taken by Rockvale at the 23. Up to the 30, and now the 32, 33-yard line is where the Rockets will begin here. And John, now that Rockvale's defense holds, what they want to do is kind of get something going offensively, and they like to play the tempo game.
They do, up-tempo, and they won't take a lot of time trying to get it down the field as well. Mayhew, this is his team, and he's going to have to take the charge and try to move this football.
Morgan is wide out to the far side. It's the wide side of the field. Another here to the near side. Bring the tight end up here on the left side of this line. That's where the running play is coming to. And to about the 36-yard line is where they get. That's Grant Gardner on the carry of 3 yards.
Gardner, a good ball carrier, will get you those hard yards for you.
Must be a penalty on this play.
Harris on the stop.
They are marking it off here. I'm still trying to find the flag.
Flag on the play.
It's somewhere because there we go. Going to put the ball back at the 27. Procedure penalty against the Rockvale Rockets. So that hurts. That makes it 1st and 15.
That's one of those things now that the mental mistakes that's really hampered Rockvale.
2 wides on either side of the hashes on the far side. Rockvale moving right to left. Mayhew coming here to the near side finds Malik Hicks, and Hicks is ridden out of bounds. The junior from Stewarts Creek at the 39-yard line. So a nice pickup on 1st down of 6. Hills on the tackle.
Nothing fancy there. Just came out of the, just went a little slant to the left, and that's kind of the control offense that you want.
Hicks and Morgan on either side of the hashes on the far side, the wide side. Odell now in motion. Lines up on the right side of that line. The give to Gardner, and Gardner muscles his way to the 43-yard line, really over the 43, picks up 5, and that is going to be right there for a first down Rockets. Well, they overcame the mistake that time, John.
Yeah, that was, and they didn't try to get it all at one time, which was impressive.
9:11 to play, first quarter, no score. Other games, we'll have some reports from Germantown with Riverdale tonight, and Danny Brewer at the Smyrna home game just up the road here as they entertain Ravenwood tonight. 1st and 10, Mayhew. The give to Gardner, finds a big hole, 50, stiff arm, 45, and going to be stood up there by the Stewarts Creek defense with Hillis in on that one. But that's a big first down run of 11 yards. First time he's really gotten free, John.
Yeah, good hard running. He did make a nice move to the outside, cut to the outside, and gave him that additional yardage. Good run.
Watson in on it as well. Kind of leading the way for the Stewarts Creek defense. 1st and 10, ball across midfield. It's at the 45 of Stewarts Creek now. Mayhew fakes the handoff, rolls out left side. Quick dump pass here on the left sideline and some room. And this time it's Rashawn Odell past the 35 to the 30. And we'll see where they finally wind up spotting it, because there is a penalty on this play. And I think all of this is coming back for a hold. Yep, that's exactly what it is. That's 2 penalties on this drive for the Rockets. That's going to put them back inside their own 45-yard line now.
Well, that's 2 penalties on this drive alone. And when they were making moves, getting it down the field, now they're back in their own end of the field.
Well, it's 15 yards in penalties, right, with those 2?
Yes.
They break the huddle. Ball again from the left hash. Mayhew has Gardner on his right hip, now moves him to the left side. 2 receivers and a tight end in tight on that right side. Mayhew keeps himself. 50. Mayhew at the 45, and he's going to crumble down around the 43-yard line, but not before a nice big long run there for Brennan Mayhew, 12 yards.
That's the way to come back on 1st down.
When it's 1st and 20, you need something good to happen, and it did. Makes it a much more manageable 2nd down, and we'll call it 8.
And this way you can run whatever you want. You could even run a running play here. Kind of gives you a little bit more leeway.
Morgan and Hicks line up. Hashes, and between the hashes and numbers right side. Mayhew with Gardner 3 yards behind him. Waits on a block and busts through the line. 40, 30. And now down at the 25-yard line. Boy, John, it's like he had to pry his way open. It's like opening a jar, but once it did, all the tomato sauce fell out.
Yeah, he got through that initial line of scrimmage, and Stewarts Creek was fortunate to stop him there. He had a really line to the goal.
Closing in on the John Day Legal red zone are the Rockets at the 26 of Stewarts Creek. Morgan lines up between the hashes and numbers right side. near side is Hicks. Back to pass Mayhew, going to the air, left side, has his man one-on-one in the air. Hicks knocked away, incomplete. Great defense down there. It was mano-a-mano.
That's what I was fixing to say. There was no help. He did the job on his own.
I believe that was Demos, number 13. Kind of struggling with numbers there. It's Hillis. Nobody follows the old radio broadcasters rule of, solid colors and dark colors on light and all that stuff.
Yeah, that was gone 20 years ago.
2nd and 10 at the 26. Stewarts Creek stunning defensively. And coming from left to right is Odell, and Odell going to be hit right at the line of scrimmage. That was kind of a little trickery.
Misdirection there, and it didn't fool anybody.
Waller on the tackle, got in there for the Red Hawks, who have kind of bowed up here now and are forcing the Rockets into a 3rd and long. 6:13 to play here in the first quarter.
And this is the play of this drive, both offensively and defensively.
Bet they wish they had those 15 yards and penalties back right about now, too. At the 26 of Stewarts Creek, 3rd and 10. Clock just dropped under 6 minutes to play in the first. 2 wide right, 1 to the near side at the numbers. And a whistle before the play. This is going to be a delay of game, Rockvale. Boy, another unforced error right there for the Rockets. Going to back them up 5 yards.
Well, 3rd and 10's hard enough. 3rd and 15's even harder.
3rd and 15 back at the 31-yard line for the white and Carolina blue-clad Rockets tonight.
I will say this, time of possession certainly been in Rockvale's favor.
Yes. I mean, this is just the 2nd series of the game, and Stewarts Creek went 3 and out. 2 wide right, 1 to the near side for senior Brennan Mayhew. Audibles at the line of scrimmage. I believe that's Odell in the backfield with him. Back to pass Mayhew. He's on the run now. Mayhew in trouble. Eludes one guy, 35-30. Angles out of bounds at the 28, make that 29-yard line. Good prevent defense by Stewarts Creek, and they brought some pressure too.
Yeah, not much he could do there. He just kind of ran for his life. They're real short of the first down, just 2-yard gain.
So it's 4th down and 13. John, they're kind of in a situation where it's too far to try a field goal. Unless you want to try to pin them back, you can run a play and probably give them the ball right about where you want to.
I think you do that. I mean, the best they can do is get it at the 29. So
and a chance to get, with a 13-yard play or more. 4th down. Mayhew sneaks to the line of scrimmage, barking a few signals there and takes the clock all the way down to 0. Did they get the timeout called in time? And they did not. Yes, they did. Timeout, Rockvale. We'll take it as well. 5:44 to play in the first. No score on State Farm Prep Sports.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Rayburn Insurance in Smyrna.
Come see me, Rick Hall, at Rayburn Insurance in downtown Smyrna today.
Online at rayburn.net.
Our promise to you is to perform the correct service at an honest price. When you need commercial HVAC services, trust the experts at Roscoe Brown. Our technicians have the skills, knowledge, and tools to fix most commercial HVAC problems on the spot. When your Roscoe Brown technician arrives, they'll explain all your options way before starting repairs. That way you can make an informed decision before work begins. At Roscoe Brown, we're not happy until you're happy.
Roscoe Brown.
RoscoeBrown.com.
Here's Mayhew back to pass, long and deep, has a man open in the end zone, knocked away. And that was Jarrell Watson. Watson knocking it away at the last second. Boy, there's been some good defense here by the Red Hawks on this drive.
Again, talk about mano-mano. I mean, that was do or die, and Watson came up and tipped it away at the last second. Good coverage, but the pass was pretty well thrown, and that was close.
First scorer in tonight on your Jennings & Ayers Funeral Home scoreboard here this evening, and that is the Riverdale Warriors leading at Germantown 7-0, taking the opening drive down to score. Ball goes over to the Redhawks at the 29-yard line, 1st and 10. Swing pass left side. Jacob Jones finds his man at the numbers. Somebody lost a shoe out there in that melee. No real yards after the catch, so looks like it's going to be about a 5-yard pickup. And it was a shoe that was out. No, it was a penalty marker. Thrown right in the middle of the scrum. And this is going against the Redhawks. And it's a 10-yarder. Holding against Stewarts Creek. Well, John, both teams have had problems now early.
Yeah, you don't want that. Just cannot allow that to happen on your first play after your defense has done so well.
Oakland Patriots score on a 7-yard run and lead 7-0 over Antioch. That one's going to get ugly early. Antioch may be good enough to beat Cane Ridge, but Cane Ridge ain't no Oakland. Up the middle on the run to the 25-yard line is one of 3 people who gets off the bottom of the pile. 6-yard pickup.
For one, Caleb Floyd on the
and that's
carry.
Floyd on the carry.
Gain of about 2.
His jersey's kind of crinkled. Very hard to see a 1 from here in it. 2nd down, and we'll call it 14. Brooks on the tackle. 2 wide to either side. Now man in motion from left to right. Back to pass is Jones. Steps up in the pocket, slings it out, and incomplete. Dropped by Javarian Ote here on the near side.
Jones did a good job. He had a lot of pressure, and he came out, knew where he was, and ball didn't get caught.
It'll be 3rd down.
3rd down now, and 13 and a half. Stewarts Creek moving left to right as we see it. No score with 4:33 to play in the first. Mason Moss is one of the 2 receivers on the far side. The lone receiver over there, as a matter of fact, at the numbers. 2 here to the near side. Back to pass Jones, flushed out of the pocket. As he throws it, he is hit, but Vanderbilt makes the catch near the midfield stripe. It's a big 1st down.
Oh, he really did a deke move right there. He came back to the ball and completely fooled the Rockvale secondary for a big 1st down.
And give it to Jones. Tip your cap to him. He heard footsteps, John, and he was hit as soon as he threw that football.
But what a move by Vanderbilt, and it's a 1st down, 25-yard pass to the 50.
First Bank, 1st down, a customer-driven bank dedicated to providing first-class financial advice and solutions. That's First Bank.
If I'm not mistaken, that's their first down.
I believe you're correct on that, because they did not have one on that first series. Ball at the midfield stripe, just under 4 minutes to play, no score here first quarter. Since Floyd in motion, it's going to be a yard and a cloud of dust here, and it's Ote on the carry. Brooks making the tackle for the Rockets. Stewarts Creek operating for the first time tonight in Rockvale territory. Ball from the right hash, 49-yard line. 3.5 to play, no score first quarter. 2 wide left, one of those is Kenny Jordan. He's going to be out around the numbers on the far side. One just inside the hashes here as well. Pass is going to be made down to Morgan Vanderbilt, makes the completion at the 44-yard line, picks up a 5-yard gain.
Gain of about 6 on the play.
And it'll be at the 44-yard line now for the Red Hawks.
I've seen Jacob Jones now 2 games, and I'm just kind of impressed with him. He doesn't probably have the greatest arm, doesn't have probably the greatest speed, but he just knows what to do with the ball.
Making good decisions here so far. Bunch set of 3 receivers, kind of a diamond formation this side, trying to block for Caleb Floyd to turn the corner, and only gets to the 43-yard line, so just a yard there, and it's 3rd down. Brooks again on the tackle for the Rockvale Rockets.
Rockvale's defense up front has been really solid. They haven't really done a lot on the ground so far, any of those backs.
Angelo Brooks coming into the game with 24 tackles and a fumble recovery. One of the leading defenders here. 4th down. I think I maybe said 3rd down a second ago, and it is 4th down. And Coach Ben Caudill has his team sitting down now. 6 with 5. They're going to let the clock run out and call a timeout? No, they snap the ball on 4th down. A little flea flicker pass to Jordan, and Jordan slung down and going to maybe get a yard, but that's going to be it.
24, Kenny Jordan on the carry.
That was a great open field tackle right there. That saved a 1st down. That's the only guy he had to beat, and a great tackle.
Talk about number 8.
That was Thornton who slung him down there, and that's going to give the Rockvale Rockets the football back here with 1:47.
So you could tell that was a 9 instead of an 8. Wow. It's kind of squished up there.
Yeah, it was definitely squished up. Rod's got the super binoculars out on it.
It was a great play.
So now Mayhew with an empty backfield. Sends 3 wide right. Nope, backfield's not empty. He's got Odell back there with him, who gets the ball and carries it to the 46. As the crowd sings happy birthday to someone, 4-yard carry.
Ball down across the 45-yard line.
Waller on the tackle.
Taken down.
Whoever's having a birthday, happy birthday. It's kind of cool to do it. Had the whole student section down there. Go with the same set as last time for Mayhew. Either side of the hashes and at the numbers for receivers far side. Man cutting across the middle, caught at the 45. And that was a great pass to Grant Gardner, who lined up out there as a wideout.
Yeah, that's how strong an arm he has. He slung that thing into relatively good play there from the receiver.
First down for Rockvale. They have been able to move the football, but things certainly tightened up inside the 30. Right now at the 44 of Stewarts Creek. Seconds remaining in the first with no score. This time a developing play, and Gardner gets to the second level and out of bounds, crossing the 40 to the 38-yard line. And Ruckstall on the tackle. Ruckstall, by the way, 4 tackles average per game and has had 2 interceptions. 42 seconds with that completion of 6 makes it 2nd down and 4 yards to go. Morgan and Hicks right side. Halfback here on the left side of the line. They fake. Mayhew stops, plants, throws the pass high. It's going to be caught, however, on the far side at the 30 and driven back. But that's going to be complete for a 1st down, I believe. I got to check the number. I think that's 7, and it is. That's Malik Hicks for an 8-yard pickup. Another First Bank 1st down inside the 30 at the 29-yard line are the Rockets. Eselton on the tackle.
Another well-thrown pass. Mayhew's had plenty of time to throw the football, especially those short routes.
High backfield with the look this time for the Rockets. Halfback here near side with 9 seconds and hit in the backfield. No chance for Grant Gardner. And that's going to run out the first. Great defensive play by number 34, and I don't have his number on my roster. So we're going to go to the second quarter. It's no score between Rockvale and Stewarts Creek on State Farm Prep Sports.
Here at Bud's Tire, we make buying Michelin tires simpler. I'm Allison Mitchell with Bud's Tire Pros. We offer a straightforward approach to service, including nationwide warranties with every purchase. Stop in today to see our full lineup of Michelin and BF Goodrich tires. For whatever you drive, Michelin and BF Goodrich have a tire to fit any need. Bud's Tire Pros, hassle-free, guaranteed. We're located on East Main Street, exactly 3 miles from the town square, 1 mile past Rutherford Boulevard. Visit us online at budstirepros.tn.com.
Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance takes great pride in treating local athletes here in Rutherford County. Experts in joint, bones, and muscles. And with over 65 specialists, TOA has a playbook to get you back in the game. To request an appointment, visit TOA.com or call need TOA. Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance. TOA. Live your best life.
I'm State Farm Agent Dana Womack, and you're listening to Prep Football.
State Farm Prep Sports on News Radio WGNS, brought to you in part by Toots Good Food and Fun, Bud's Tire, Wilson Bank and Trust, and Rayburn Insurance Agency. It's scoreless here as we start the second quarter, Rockvale and Stewarts Creek.
And it's Rockvale with a 2nd and 10 operating at the 33 of Stewarts Creek. Pass going to be caught by Morgan. Morgan 30, 25, 20, fumbled at the 15-yard line. Stewarts Creek says they have it and do. Trying to make just one more yard out of it, John, and that's going to cost a turnover by the Rockets.
And that bug continues for the Rockets. What a great play. Nice pass play called. The throw was right on the money. And he had plenty of room, got it down for the first down, and they're talking this thing over, but I don't think it's going to do any good for Rockvale anyway.
Jennings and Ayers Funeral Home scoreboard update.
Here we go, 7-0 Summit over Blackman, 14-0 Oakland over Antioch right now. We did have a 7-0 score with Riverdale Germantown, and then I haven't seen much on that, so we'll see. Siegel leads Coffee County 7-0. No score, Smyrna Ravenwood, and 3-0 Page over Laverne. A few of the scores that we have gotten in here. We'll give you more as we get them throughout the evening.
Face mask penalty is going to drive Stewarts Creek back. That happened during the fumble, excuse me.
Red Devils go 3 and out. 1st and 10 Warriors at the Germantown 38, leading 14-0. They're going to say that Rockvale ball with the penalty too.
I knew there was a discussion there.
So the ball from the left hash now at the 13, and they're in the John Day legal red zone. Mayhew fakes the handoff and runs it on into the end zone. Touchdown. But there is a flag on the play, and this is almost certainly coming back. Probably a hold on that left side, wouldn't you think?
Well, that thing happened before you even got out of the backfield, so you're probably right.
John, do have an update. That 14-0 was Riverdale. Now it's 17-0 with an Armand field goal, leading Germantown. 3:15 to play in the first quarter.
What's the score?
17-0 Riverdale.
Wow. Riverdale came to play tonight. I don't question it. They've got the talent.
Yes, they do.
You take away that Henry County game by 1 point, but
those
about Henry County boys are tough.
I guess so.
That's Rod Edwards country.
Kreiskes would know that's their hometown too. Here's Mayhew back to pass. Lofts it left side. Going to be complete at the 10-yard line to Malik Hicks there on the far side. So get some of those penalty yards back. Just underway here in the second quarter. No score, but knocking on the door are the Rockets here in the John Day legal red zone. The law offices of John Day, helping injured people for more than 30 years. JohnDayLegal.com. Gordon on the previous tackle for Stewarts Creek. 2nd and 7 now. Ball at the 10. From the left hash for Mayhew. And giving this time to Gardner. Crosses the 5 down to the 2-yard line. And it's going to be 1st and goal here now for the Rockvale Rockets.
Well, I've seen Gardner carry the ball, and he's the tough runner. He's the inside bruiser. Very quick feet, and made a good run there. That really puts him in good situation here.
It is 1st and goal. The ball at the 2-yard line. Just to the left of midfield between the hashes. Gardner in the backfield with Mayhew. Twins in tight to the line on the near side. And it's a fake by Mayhew. He dives forward, and he's going to get a yard. And there's a flag.
Penalty on the play.
Is this again holding? It is. Boy, Rockvale can't get out of their own way here with these penalties.
45 yards in penalties in the first half, most of it in first quarter, but these last two have been killers.
This is really going to back him up. 1st and goal will be at the 11. make it 12.
Ball will be placed at the 12-yard
With
line.
the 10-yard penalty, that would be correct. That's my Walter Hill math there. First and goal from the 12. One receiver either side for Mayhew from the left hash, moving from left to right, and gives it to Gardner, and Gardner going to be snuffed out. Maybe a yard. That's a hard-earned yard. Johnson on the tackle. End of one. Still no score, Smyrna and Ravenwood. I thought we may have some defensive battles tonight. That one is. So is this one. At this point, second and goal from the 9 for the Rockets. Looking for the first score of the game. Odell runs left side, waits on a block, and still on his feet, dives to the 5-yard line. It'll bring up third and goal, but a nice run there by Brashawn Odell, the senior.
That was great second effort, and that's going to turn out to be very, very important here. If they put this in, that may have been one of the bigger plays. Although it didn't look that exciting, that second effort was really huge.
Well, without that second effort, he would have had maybe a yard or two, and that's it. Third and goal from the 5 for the Rockets. Mayhew directing traffic. He actually wants Gardner on his left hip. Whispers a word to him, and now fakes it. He keeps, and Mayhew going to dive all the way down to the 1-yard line. Third and goal. I make that fourth and goal from the 1.
I like the play. I like the way they faked it to Gardner. He went around that left side, just needed another foot.
Rockvale, the ball is over the 1-yard line. If you can visualize that, just over the 1. To the line of scrimmage quickly are the Rockets. They give it to Gardner. Gardner tries to plow his way in and does. From inches away, Gardner and the Rockvale Rockets draw first blood here tonight.
Oh, Gardner just lowered his head and just went bang right over the goal line for the score.
Toots touchdown for the Rockvale Rockets. Don't forget, Toots is open even after these games wrap up tonight. A great place to go celebrate or commiserate at Toots with 4 Rutherford County locations. Preston Fuller, number 44, your kicker. And it is up. It's an end-over-end kick, and it's through the uprights. So with 8:16 to play in the first half, it's 7-0 Rockvale Rockets on State Farm Prep Sports.
For nearly 2 decades, Mills Family Pharmacy has cared for residents in our community as if they were part of our own family, and that's the kind of service you want when it comes to your pharmacist. If you haven't checked out our gift shop at Mills, stop by today.
This is Chad Mills with Mills Family Pharmacy. We're located next to Toots South on South Church Street in Murfreesboro. We'd love to have you.
Mills also has a medication compounding service for you and even your beloved pets. Learn more by visiting us online at millsfamilypharmacy.com.
Over 100 crispy Old World pepperoni.
Cheesy crust edge.
This Fanceroni pepperoni from Little Caesars is fancy.
Am I fancy enough for the Fanceroni? I'm wearing cargo shorts.
But Tim, me too. Fancy isn't measured by your inseam. Because if you are what you eat, then we're all feeling mighty fancy today. Yeah! Try the Fanceroni pepperoni with over 100 Old World pepperoni.
In Murfreesboro on Memorial, Warrior Drive, South Church, and Old Fort.
I'm State Farm Agent Emerson Williams, former running back at Oakland High School, and you're listening to Prep Football.
Here we go. Tonight brought to you by Good Neighbor State Farm Agent Celeste Middleton, located at 803 North Thompson Lane, near Medical Center Parkway. That's State Farm Agent Celeste Middleton, 895-2700.
7-0 Rockvale Rockets. They'll be kicking off here. Get you a scoreboard update here in a second.
Well, Stewarts Creek needs to get some offense going. They had the ball very little in this first half. Need to get a good drive going.
Kick is made and going to be caught at the 26-yard line. We're going to get Dr. Automotive in-game report here, and we've got this one coming from Germantown, and that is Clark Blair with the Riverdale-Germantown game.
At the end of one in Germantown, it's Riverdale 17, Germantown nothing. Riverdale got a batted ball, pick 6 for their first score of 7-0, followed by a second interception on a short field, led to 14-0, and an Armand 40-yard plus field goal, 17-0. Germantown has the ball inside Riverdale 20 at the start of the second quarter.
All right, and when we got that report, Germantown was able to punch it on in, so it's 17-7 out there. Dr. Automotive in broadcast report there for you. And Stewarts Creek on the first run here after the score is Floyd coming near side for 6.
Gain of about 6 on the play.
Little sweep to the left side. Floyd did a good job cutting it up, cutting it in. Got him a good run.
Second down and about 8.
Although they're only giving him 2, I must have looked at the wrong yardage there. Sorry.
Thornton on the tackle. You're right.
I did look at the wrong yardage.
Second and
I
6.
make mistakes every once in a while.
Well, that's one for the century. Back to pass. Long one and deep, and it's Jones finding Otey, and he's gone. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. End zone. Touchdown. 68 yards.
Well, I'd say that's quite an answer. And Rockvale was fooled on that play. It was a play-action pass, and he went down to the left side of the field. There wasn't anybody within 20 yards of him.
Toots touchdown, and what was a defensive first half has now become a scoring fest. We're an extra away from being tied after the Toots touchdown. Toots, good food and fun. I believe the number is 98 on the kick, and it is up, and it is good by Habib, and we have a new score, 7-7, 7:27 to play in the first half on State Farm Prep Sports.
Hi, this is Dan at Music World and Drummers Den. Well, it turns out we have keyboards as well. We have Yamaha, we have beginner models up to ones that look good in your living room like furniture, and all points in between, traveling musician, synthesizers and pianos. Well, what about drums? Do we have drums? We are Music World and Drummers Den, 2762 South Church Street, across from Indian Hills Golf Course.
In Rutherford County, you know how much it means to have neighbors you can count on. I'm State Farm Agent Bud Morris, here to help life go right when you combine home and auto insurance. Call me today at 615-893-1417.
Renters. When you combine State Farm, auto, and renters insurance, you will save money. I'm State Farm Agent Celeste Middleton, and I'd love to talk to you about combining your auto and renters insurance to help you save. Call me 615-895-2700. I'm State Farm Agent Celeste Middleton, and you're listening to Prep Football.
Game tonight brought to you by the law offices of John Day, Rick's Barbecue, Edward Jones Financial Advisor Lee Colvin, and Prentice of Heating and Air.
Got a score update coming up in just a second. It's going to be a touchback here, so I can give you a new score out of Oakland Antioch. Oakland leads 28-0. Riverdale Germantown, Riverdale 17-7. Let's see, the Siegel Coffee County game, last score that I saw was 7-7. And I'm sorry, 7-0. And Braves leading 7-0 too, by the way. Summit over Blackman 14-7. So another tight game going on there.
Well, we get those Cardinals out of town, we start really playing well.
I know, it was a fun exhibition with them, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean.
1st and 10. Here's a pass. Ooh, very dangerous pass. And Paget was coming back for, but it was almost picked off by Nigel Maynard. And I'm telling you, Nigel has got 3 interceptions on the season. Really read that one well.
Yeah, Maynard was coming in for the kill there, and I think Paget heard footsteps too, but boy, that could have very easily been picked off.
2nd down and 10. We're in a tie ball game, 7-7. Here's Mayhew. And this time it's Gardner who muscles to the 20-yard line. Not much doing. Going to be right there back at the line of scrimmage. 3rd down now. 3rd and 10.
Stopped by number 50, Jonathan Waller, for no gain.
Momentum has really changed towards Stewarts Creek after that touchdown.
It'll be 3rd and 10.
Waller and Hayes combining for the tackle for the Red Hawks. Under 7 minutes to play here in the half. And the Rockets send 3 wide near side, either side of the hashes to the outside of the numbers. Moving left to right. Mayhew surveys. Mayhew steps up in the pocket, makes the throw downfield, incomplete, intended for Logan Padgett again, but pretty well defended by Adonis Gordon.
Yeah, a little tripping up there. I thought there might be a little interference, but clean play. Mayhew, I think that was his second receiving target. I think he really wanted to go deep, but the pressure by Stewarts Creek forced him out of the pocket, and by that time the play didn't develop.
On 4th down, the Rockets will punt now.
This is a good opportunity for the Red Hawks to get the ball around the 50-yard line.
Rockvale scored early in this second quarter after a scoreless first. And then a very quick answer by the Red Hawks. Then a Rockvale 3 and out here. And a punt pretty deep in their own territory. So Stewarts Creek could get the ball around midfield. Going to be picked up on the bounce by Nigel Maynard, and he's going to be slung down at the 46-yard line at his own 46, so 54 yards to go.
Nigel's pretty daring.
Yes, he is.
State Farm Prep Sports on News Radio WGNS is brought to you tonight in part by Bowen's Body Shop. From dings and dents to full body work, trust Jeff and Cal Bowen to do the job right. They're located on Middle Tennessee Boulevard. Rod, we can go in there too, and they can fix all our dings and dents.
Well, I've got a few.
Yeah, you do.
I don't think they do body work there, though, do they?
It's
car body work.
Yeah, car body work.
MTCS leads 7-0 over Clarksville Academy that game. Eli Wilson, another touchdown for him. A little quick swing pass to Floyd by Jones. Nice room. 50, 40, 30, and out of bounds. Out of bounds at the 27. John, that was almost just like the very last time they scored on that sideline.
Yeah, and just a nice touch by Jones. I really like this kid. He really knows what he's doing out there. Another first down. And they haven't had many because they haven't had the ball very long.
First bank first down, as a matter of fact. Thomason on the tackle for the Rockets. 1st and 10 at the 26. Rolling out right side, Jones. He's in a world of trouble. Now gets out of it, flings it toward the end zone, and incomplete. Really threw it away. Now flag late. This is going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty somewhere, I think, because it was after the play. There were some mixed words probably on that far side. It just depends on who it is. They're really looking like maybe against the Rockets, and that would be a devastating penalty.
Jones didn't have anywhere to go. He was flushed out of the pocket. Instead of just trying to force something, he just kind of threw it out of bounds deep.
Whitehat is going to come tell us. It wasn't an intentional grounding thing, though.
I think he proved me wrong, though. He's got a pretty good arm, Rod. He slung that ball.
This is against the Rockets. They pointed that way. So they're going to come back to the original line of scrimmage and then walk it off. Block in the back. Well, that was a late flag for that because the play was already over. But I guess that's why the play was out of bounds.
Trying to protect his quarterback, and that happens so many times.
Penalties on Stewarts Creek.
So the penalty on Stewarts Creek will pull it back all the way to the 37-yard line. 5:55 to play in the first half. 7-7 your score. Creek with the 1st and 20. Jones is going to keep, and he's going to be hauled down right at the numbers, about a yard into it. Now another flag.
No game on play.
Rockvale's done a really good job against the run, though, tonight.
Ooh. This is a personal foul against the Rockets. Well, they're going to get those yards right back, John.
They sure are. You just cannot have those. They just.
You had them 1st and 20. Now you give them 15 yards, so it becomes 1st and 5.
Well, the penalties have mounted up for the Rockets.
Ball placed at around the 23-yard line. From the right hash, Vanderbilt is right around the numbers on the short side as a wide out. 2 more here to the near side. And Floyd trying the stiff arm but can't get away from the swarm. And that was Timmy Williams one of the leading defenders for the Rockets.
Great tackle, but they didn't do more than that.
Well, there is a flag on that, and it may be a face mask, and it is.
Face mask versus Rockvale.
Well, they're playing with a lot of emotion, maybe too much emotion.
Well, what you're seeing right now is Stewarts Creek. John with be about 25 to 30 yards just on this series. And now they have the ball inside the John Day legal red zone at the 17-yard line. Seriously injured? Call the law offices of John Day for a free consultation. Ball from the left hash. Jones, quick pass across the middle, caught by Vanderbilt, and he's going to be inside the 5, finally brought down around the 3-yard line. Great little hitch pass right there in the middle for 14 yards. And it's 1st and goal with the First Bank first down for the Redhawks.
Well, this really puts them in business now.
Ball is inside the 3. Really, the nose of the football is on the 2-yard line. Back to either side. Boy, the snap was low. And gave the ball to Jordan, and he's in for the touchdown. 2-yard rumble for Jordan. And the Redhawks have scored 14 unanswered.
Yeah, they were lucky there because there was a little bit of mishap at the line of scrimmage on the handoff, but Jordan was able to muscle his way on in.
That's a Toots touchdown for the Redhawks. And Habib on to attempt the second PAT tonight. This one is blocked. It's blocked. That's only his second miss on the season. And your score with 5:03 to play in the half. Stewarts Creek 13, Rockvale 7 on State Farm Prep Sports.
You know, everyone has a more. First, it's a pony. Then to be on the cheer squad. Your more grows up just like you do. But your more can still carry you away or make you cheer. At First Bank, banking local gets you more. More of our time, more access to local bankers, more flexibility, and more product choices. Because getting more empowered and confident helps you pursue your more. That never grows old. First Bank. Bank local, get more. Member FDIC.
Does being a caregiver for your loved one wear you out? Then Arosa Care is here to help. Arosa has an experienced team of caregivers and licensed care managers who help families make educated decisions regarding the aging process. This is Erin Keogh Rankin. Let me help you. Call us at 615-848-6774 or find us at arosacare.com.
I'm State Farm Agent Andy Womack, and you're listening to Prep Football.
We're sponsored tonight by Animal City, Music World and Drummers Den, Stones River Town Center, and Mills Family Pharmacy.
We're back here in the kickoff by Stewarts Creek. Going to be returnable from the 1-yard line for the Rockets. 10, 20, 30, and then out of bounds for Rockvale's number 27. That is Lament McCullough. It's a 29-yard run there. Got a few scores to pass along. I was going to tell you that Smyrna led 3-0, and just that quick, Ravenwood comes back with 3:12 to play in the second quarter with a touchdown. It's 7-3. Germantown has scored again. Riverdale leads by a tray, 17-14. Scores on the Jennings and Ayers Funeral Home scoreboard. Still plenty of time for Rockvale. And this time they give right up the middle to Grant Gardner. Gardner's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line for a 4-yard pickup. John, if you're Rockvale, no need to panic. Plenty of time. And if you get a touchdown and the extra points, you take the lead into the locker room and get the ball in the second half.
We've got plenty of time.
Plenty of time to work with here. 4.5. It's Stewarts Creek by 6 here in this one. Trying to eke out a hole there, and some very hard-earned yards for Grant Gardner, the junior, 5'9", 175 pounds. Heselton on the tackle.
He made something out of nothing there.
Oakland Patriots 3 touchdowns on the game for Ashton Jones, by the way. Oakland pounding Antioch 28-0. More scores as we get them. 3rd and 4 here for Rockvale. 3 wide, far side. Back to pass Mayhew. Looks, has some time. Steps up now on the run, and he's going to be clobbered at the 34-yard line. That's going to be a -3 right there, and just kept the ball too long, John. Johnson got in there and made the big tackle.
That was a result of the good coverage by Stewarts Creek, and their defense has gotten really, really tough in the last few minutes here.
Well, with 4th down here, John, if you put the shoe on the other foot, Stewarts Creek's got 3:18 to work with now.
Yeah.
Maynard deep to return.
Ain't going to have much better field position than Rockvale started with.
Nigel Maynard is deep for the Stewarts Creek Redhawks. Going to take the play clock all the way down. Snap high. Did get it down just in time. And Maynard does not make the grab back there. Actually, it is Maynard, and he's going to be taken down at the 30-yard line. Good kick team coverage there by the Rockets.
You had to know that was Maynard after he did that spin move.
Yeah.
That's Maynard. Daring
Nigel Maynard.
A good neighbor, State Farm agent Andy Womack. Want to thank him for sponsoring us tonight. Located at 1535 West Northfield Boulevard near the Ford dealer. That's State Farm agent Andy Womack, 615-890-0850. Don't forget to join me for the Ida's Tees halftime show as well. Rod Edwards will be there. We'll be talking to Danny Brewer possibly, and also Clark Blair. And of course, Brian will update us with scores as he does tirelessly all night.
It is a thankless job. So thank you. Whoop, flag already for the play. Thrown by the midfield official. Procedure. Creek. So 5-yard penalty now. Back him up. And it is 1st and 15 now. Braves lead the Pirates 8-2, John, bottom of the 6th. Oakland has scored again to make it 35-0. Ooh, hard hit there. Floyd is pummeled. Got about a yard, but not much. Braden Tomlinson, I think, was the first guy there.
It just hadn't been much there on the ground for Stewarts Creek. And they've got to figure that out because you don't want to put Jones in a throwing situation. They have been innovative on some of those passes, and that's helped them.
New score update, Siegel leading 14-0 over Coffee County. They're the first team to play in the 6A to play a region game, and that's their game with Coffee. Ooh, it's picked off! Taking it all the way to the other end for a Rocket touchdown is Timmy Williams with the pick 6.
Well, that changed the complexion of things. Boy, I hate that pass, like when they're going from sideline to sideline, and they read that well, and he goes in for 6.
That's a Toots touchdown and a costly turnover for Stewarts Creek. Pick 6. Toots Good Food and Fun. Don't forget their weekly specials at lunch are only $6.99. I dare you to find a better meal for that price for lunch. Toots Good Food and Fun. We're all tied at 13, and an extra point attempt that could give the Rockets the lead. It's a low, wobbly kick, but it does get over. And your score with 2:06 to play in the half. Rockvale 14, Stewarts Creek 13 on State Farm Prep Sports.
This is a paid legal ad.
You've probably heard it a million times. If you're injured, call a lawyer. And you probably haven't because you don't know how much it will cost, how long it will take, or even if you have a case. At the law offices of John Day, we provide a free initial consultation because we understand that folks don't want to pay a lawyer only to find out they don't have a case. If you think we can help, we do so on a contingency basis, which means we only get paid if you do. Seriously injured? Call me, John Day.
Shop your favorites at Dillard's, JCPenney, Rue 21, Hot Topic, and more. Grab a bite at Crab Fever, Sam's Sports Grill, Olive Garden, or Miller's Ale House. With more than 60 retailers, you're sure to find something that you'll love at Stones River Town Center. Find them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for style tips, upcoming events, and sales information. Stones River Town Center, off Old Fort Parkway in Murfreesboro. Shopping centered on you. Online at shopstonesriver.com.
I'm State Farm Agent Bud Morris, and you're listening to Prep Football.
Our game tonight brought to you by IDIS Tees, Dan France Concrete, Jennings & Ayers Funeral Home, and Middle Tennessee Christian School. 2:06 to go here in the first half. Rockvale's just taken the lead 14-13 over the Redhawks.
Germantown has scored another touchdown to take the lead over Riverdale as well after the kickoff. Caught at the 25 and out of bounds at the 33-yard line. It's Germantown 21, Riverdale 17. About 2:45 to go in that one. Summit leads Blackman 21-14. That is another game, John, that's back and forth, a touchdown here and there. I mean, that was the same kind of game they played with Ravenwood last week. And 14-0 Siegel over Coffee County. Ravenwood leads Smyrna 7-3. Still 3-0 Page over Laverne, last score we had. A few of the scores on the Jennings & Ayers Funeral Home scoreboard. Stewarts Creek with 2 minutes. We've been kind of playing around here, but Stewarts Creek made a costly turnover that turned into Rockvale points. Rockvale leads by 1 as they carry the ball to the 41-yard line. Does Floyd, who picks up, looks like about 5.
That's one of the longest plays from the line of scrimmage they've had on the ground. Rockvale's done a really bang-up job. They've given up quite a bit in the air.
Gary on the tackle for Rockvale. Sack it down here. Boy, snap is very low. Picked up. Floyd, underhanded toss to him, gets a yard. And it'll bring up a 3rd down play now. And we've got an injured Red Hawk. So while they give some attention here, TOA timeout for us. Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance helping you get back in the game. Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance. A timeout for us, and we'll be right back. It's 14-13, Rockvale leading the Stewarts Creek Redhawks, 1:17 before the half on State Farm Prep Sports.
Dr. Automotive is the cure for your car. Brothers Danny and Randy Brewer have been providing Rutherford County with ASE certified auto repair for nearly 20 years. You'll receive courteous and friendly customer service every time. Why? Because we grew up here, and you are our neighbors. Foreign and domestic auto repair and maintenance on Hazelwood Drive in Smyrna, just off I-24. SmyrnaAutorepair.com, 615-220-0971. Just ask for Danny.
If you have ever dreamed of relaxing by your very own koi pond, we can make that happen at Animal City. We carry a variety of products and livestock to make your dream come true. Hi, this is Amanda from Animal City. Be sure to check out our downstairs level, complete with indoor pond and tons of furry cute critters. Animal City, your family-owned and operated pet store for 33 years. You can find us at Animal City at 919 Northwest Broad.
I'm State Farm Agent Celeste Middleton, and you're listening to Prep Football.
Well, Caleb Floyd is being helped off of the field a moment before we took our timeout. He took his helmet off and slammed it to the ground. He is not putting much weight on that right leg. And Rod reminded me that he's had a knee injury before, so we hope the best in this situation. We'll try to get an update if we can. Play clock is 13 and the game clock at 1:02 and still rolling here. Stewarts Creek's not in any hurry either. Here's Jordan coming from right to left and crosses midfield to the 48-yard line of Rockvale. Picks up enough for a first bank first down. Rumbles 6 yards, stops the clock with 53 seconds.
Kid's got some motor. He can motor around that left end and picked up a big first down there.
Gary again on the tackle for the Rockets. 1st and 10 with a first bank first down for the Creek. 3 receiver formation. Now going out way wide is Vanderbilt. Flag in the air as the toss is thrown. It is going to be caught in the middle of the field for a deep, deep pass. And that was Javarian Otey on the catch, but
they're going to call this one back.
Is all coming back, yep.
That was a big hold right there. The right side of the line, right as he threw it. I think it's
holding
yeah.
Creek. And so
in fact, the player even acknowledged it.
Yeah, my bad. 1st and 20 now.
Back up to the 42-yard line.
And back at their own 42-yard line are the Red Hawks. Got a whistle. I think we're going to have a timeout, Stewarts Creek, and we do. We'll take it as well. It's Rockvale timeout. Rockvale leads by 1, 14-13.
When Rutherford Countyans think of insurance professionals, they think Rayburn Insurance Agency at 200 South Lowry in Smyrna, meeting the needs of thousands of customers since 1973. You can trust Rayburn Insurance with all your needs, a place where customer service really matters. It's personal with Rayburn Insurance, as fans of local sports, as friends, and as insurance professionals. Check them out at rayburn.net or call 615-459-4145. Rayburn Insurance, for business, auto, home, and life insurance.
Here at Bud's Tire, we make buying Michelin tires simpler. I'm Allison Mitchell with Bud's Tire Pros. We offer a straightforward approach to service, including nationwide warranties with every purchase. Stop in today to see our full lineup of Michelin and BF Goodrich tires. For whatever you drive, Michelin and BF Goodrich have a tire to fit any need. Bud's Tire Pros, hassle-free, guaranteed. We're located on East Main Street, exactly 3 miles from the town square, 1 mile past Rutherford Boulevard. Visit us online at budstirepros.tn.com.
I'm State Farm Agent Dana Womack, and you're listening to Prep Football.
We're back here for the last few seconds.
It's getting really thick in here.
Here's Jones. He is clobbered as he throws it and incomplete, trying to get it to Kenny Jordan. And had he had another second and a half there, John, that was a touchdown.
Yeah, and he kind of stumbled a little bit coming out.
We've got another Red Hawk slow to get up. I think that's Jaden Butler, but I may have the wrong number. Got guys dropping like flies down here. Let's see if I can rustle up a few more scores. Braves still leading 8-2. See if anything else is new that I don't have on my other source. Middle Tennessee Christian School is leading Clarksville Academy 21-0. They've scored 2 quick touchdowns. That one's still in the first quarter from what I've been able to gather going on out there. And an interception by Patrick Freeman for Oakland sets up Oakland with about 15 seconds left. I don't know if they're going to have a chance to score or not. Just a quick update there, thanks to JoJo Freeman. If you want to follow him on X, formerly known as Twitter, you can do that. Keep up with a lot of things going on with Oakland. And it's Jordan running from right to left, and they string it out. He's actually going to lose a couple of yards there.
Yeah, that was Jordan running for his life. Ted, this Rockvale defensive front have really slowed down Stewarts Creek.
And the play clock and the game clock are off sync here, and so I think we've seen the last play of this first half as the game clock rolls down to 7-6, and it's going to continue to halftime. So we'll say we're at halftime here, and we are. Halftime with the Rockvale Rockets leading the Stewarts Creek Redhawks 14-13. Also a game that just went to halftime, Oakland 35, Antioch nothing. More scores on the Jennings and Ayers Funeral Home scoreboard. We've got your replays, recap of the first half. We'll see what's going on in 2 other games tonight with Riverdale Germantown, and that's from Memphis in the Germantown area with a live report coming up. Also in the Smyrna Ravenwood game as well. Last score, Ravenwood leading 7-3. So we'll have that during our halftime show. A lot to do, so hang in there with us. John's going to take over. You're listening to State Farm Prep Sports on WGNS. Murfreesboro, Smyrna, a timeout here, and our halftime show presented by Ideas Tees is straight ahead.
First National Bank of Middle Tennessee is dedicated to our community. Hi, I'm John Allen, Vice President and Commercial Banker at our 3427 Memorial Boulevard location in Murfreesboro. Let me help you expand, purchase, or build. With local people and decisions, we offer the best in true community banking. Come visit us today or check us out at fnbmt.com.
First National Bank of Middle Tennessee, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC, NMLS 401715.
Pizza. You in a hurry for dinner? Well, we've made it even easier to order online at sirpizzatn.com. Tap the location nearest you and begin your carryout or delivery order at sirpizzatn.com. You can choose from our full menu and we'll take care of the rest. A Queen's Feast is calling my name. Order Murfreesboro's favorite pizza online at sirpizzatn.com.
Sir Pizza, you made me love pizza again.
Hello friends, Lenny Farmer with Jennings & Ayers Funeral Home. More than I can count, we have taken care of families who were totally caught off guard with the passing of a loved one. There are so many details to tie up. It really can be overwhelming. Again, more than I can count are the comments from families who have pre-planned and pre-funded their or their loved one's funeral saying, "I'm so thankful we took care of this ahead of time. It would have been a financial hardship had we not. Let me help you pre-plan." Call me at 615-893-2422.
When you need commercial HVAC services, trust the experts at Roscoe Brown. Our promise to you is to perform the correct service at an honest price. Our technicians have the skills, knowledge, and tools to fix most commercial HVAC problems on the spot. When your Roscoe Brown technician arrives, they'll explain all your options way before starting repairs. That way you can make an informed decision before work begins. At Roscoe Brown, we're not happy until you're happy.
Roscoe Brown.
RoscoeBrown.com.
This is a paid legal ad.
Hi, this is John Day of the Law Offices of John Day. For more than 30 years, my team and I have worked hard to help injured people throughout Middle Tennessee. Over that time, we've helped thousands of people get the legal help they need when they've needed it the most. And if we're not able to help or aren't the right lawyer for you, we'll do the best to point you in the right direction. If you've been injured, call the Law Offices of John Day for a free consultation. And remember, there's no fee unless we win your case.
You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck duck goose. You'd do anything to protect your kids. I'm State Farm Agent Dana Womack, and it's important to protect them with life insurance. I can make it easy and affordable for you to protect your family.
You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck duck goose. You do anything to protect your kids. I'm State Farm Agent Emerson Williams, and it's important to protect them with life insurance. I can make it easy and affordable for you to protect your family. I'm State Farm Agent Emerson Williams, former running back at Oakland High School, and you're listening to Prep Football.
Their running game. And welcome back to the Ideas Tees halftime show. It's the place in Rutherford County for school spirit wear, screen printing, embroidery, specialty items, and more. Plus, you can buy all of your officially licensed MTSU Blue Raider merchandise from Raider Tees. For Blue Raider tees, polos, hats, and more, you can visit their showroom at 910 Risley Road. Just turn off Broad Street between Chewy's and Chili's. And Ideas Tees can put your logo on just about anything. Stop in and see how they can help you promote your favorite team, workplace, or organization. Find out more online at ideastees.com. Time for the Craig's Tax Service first half recap. All the scoring took place in the second quarter. Rockvale got on the board first with 8:16 to go in the second quarter on a 1-yard run by Gardner, and the extra point was good, and Rockvale led 7-0. Stewarts Creek came back at 7:27, though, right back. 68-yard pass from Jones to Otay.
Back to pass. Long one and deep, and it's Jones finding Otay, and he's gone. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. End zone. Touchdown. 68 yards.
Well, I'd say that's quite an answer. And Rockvale was fooled on that play. There's a play action pass, and he went down to the left side of the field. There wasn't anybody within 20 yards of him. That made it 7-7. Stewarts Creek took the lead momentarily with 5:03 to go in the second on a 2-yard run by Jordan.
Back to either side. Boy, the snap was low. And gave the ball to Jordan, and he's in for the touchdown. 2-yard rumble for Jordan. And the Redhawks have scored 14 unanswered.
Yeah, they were lucky there because there was a little bit of mishap at the line of scrimmage on the handoff, but Jordan was able to muscle his way on in. The extra point was missed, and that turns out to be a big play in this game, as Rockvale had a pick six with 2:06 to go in the half.
Ooh, it's picked off. Taking it all the way to the other end for a Rocket touchdown is Timmy Williams with the pick six.
Well, that changed the complexion of things. Boy, I hate that pass, like when they're going from sideline to sideline. And they read that well, and he goes in for 6. And we have a Rockvale lead 14-13 here at half. That's your first half recap, brought to you by Craig's Tax Service. Tax laws can be very confusing. It makes sense to get help with your taxes. Craig's Tax Service specializes in personal and business tax preparations, financials, and bookkeeping services. Give them a call today at 890-2233. Don't forget to put a 615 in front of that. Craig's Tax Service is at 142 Heritage Park Drive, just off Memorial. Mike Brandon and Brett Craig, along with Bruce Hall, salute all Rutherford County teams this season and look forward to a great second half in tonight's game. Here's our stats from the first half, brought to you by Fans Heating and Air, JHA Company. That's Josh Houston and Associates, and Winners Trophies. And Rod Edwards has the defensive stats for us.
Okay, the Rockvale Rockets leading with tackling is Angelos Brooks. He has 4, playing in the inside linebacker position. Timmy Williams having a big game, 3 tackles and a pick 6, which is the difference in this game, along with a block extra point try by the Stewarts Creek. DJ Thornton has 2 tackles, Braden Tomlinson 3, Malachi Tellin, he's a backup quarterback, has 2 tackles on special teams. That's, sometimes you think quarterbacks are being soft, John, but that's a kid that he's going to play hard wherever he's at.
Absolutely.
Okay, then Melvin Boone, an interior lineman, and Jacarius Green each have a tackle. As far as Stewarts Creek, Marcel Gordon has 2, Nigel Maynard has 2, Keelan Harris 1, Ezzelden has 2, Daniel Johnson 2, Landon Ruckstall has 3. We have Who Is It, number 34, has 3. And Jonathan Waller is the leading tackler, is with 4 from the interior line.
Pretty much a defensive game if you think about it. There's some big plays, but down the line on the regular, just running the football, Rockvale's done a great job of stopping the run, and they've been fooled on a couple of plays, but that pick 6 really stands out right now.
That's big. And the thing that Stewarts Creek's trying to do is trying to get their speed outside, and like you said, fool them. A great drag pass led to the first touchdown.
Well, here are the stats, the offensive stats for Rockvale. 4 carries, 15 yards for Mayhew. Grant Gardner, 10 carries, 44 yards and a touchdown. Odell with 2 carries and 5 yards. And Kennedy 1 carry for 4 yards. Brennan Mayhew was 6 of 9 for 58 yards. And so they rushed for 64 in the first, 58 in the second, or 58 passing, for a total of 122 in the first half. For Stewarts Creek, their running game has been very slow tonight. Otay with 2 carries, 4 yards. Floyd with 7 carries and 12 yards. We don't know if we'll see him again in this second half. Jordan with 5 carries and 11 yards. Jones, though, 6 of 8 for 136 yards, but he's also thrown that pick 6 as well. 27 yards rushing for Stewarts Creek, 136 in the air for a total of 163. And that's a look at the stats, brought to you by Fans Heating and Air, Winners Trophies, and JHA Company, Josh Houston and Associates. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have the Dr. Automotive halftime reports. We got 2 guys at different games. They're going to report on that and much more as we continue with the Ideas Tees halftime show.
We're talking now with Heather here at Carpets by Osborne. Tell us what it's like to work at a family business.
It's a lot of fun. However, it's a lot of work. Everybody has to pull their weight equally.
What do you think are some of the advantages of people doing business with a family business versus a corporate business?
We are here to answer all questions. We're responsible for scheduling jobs. We're not here to sell you material and pass you off to a list of installers.
Carpets by Osborne on Northwest Broad, next to Tire World.
Hi, this is Wade Hayes of Toots Restaurants.
My personal favorite menu item is our Danish baby back ribs. They're fall off the bone tender, very lean, got a delicious homemade sauce we put on it, and there's nobody serving ribs like these anywhere in Middle Tennessee.
Toots. Good food and fun since 1985.
At Toots Restaurants, our quality has not changed.
Our portions have not changed.
Our products have not changed.
For more than 36 years, Wilson Bank & Trust has been proud to serve communities all across Tennessee. As an independent local bank, we provide banking products competitive with large banks, but delivered with personalized local service. Wilson Bank & Trust has been community-focused since 1987 and looks forward to many more. Discover the power of local community banking that truly makes a difference. Give us a call or come on by any of our local 30 locations or visit wilsonbank.com to learn more. Member FDIC.
Quick, convenient, efficient. 3 words that we all hope to experience when we do business. Our goal at JHA Company is to bring just that to an industry that's traditionally dictated to the customer when it's time to do business. Whether you're purchasing class pictures in a yearbook, class jewelry, a letter jacket, school spirit wear, or senior graduation products, we strive to make the experience quick, convenient, and efficient. Find out more at jhacompany.com. JHA, your one source for an unparalleled scholastic experience.
I'm State Farm Agent Celeste Middleton, and you're listening to Prep Football.
John Dinkins back with you here on the IDIS-T's halftime show, and we have Danny Brewer on the phone calling from the Ravenwood-Smyrna game. And Danny, you've got a slobber knocker, 7-6 Ravenwood at half.
I think we lost Danny there for a second, so we'll try to get him back.
Should we try Clark?
I think maybe we can.
All right.
Can we do that back at the station there, Jackson? Let's try it, see if we can get Clark on, and we'll get Danny back. All right. Clark?
Clark, are you there?
No, this is
Danny.
Brewer.
Oh, Danny. Okay. Danny, you got a 7-6 score there, and it's a real slobber knocker down there with Smyrna and Ravenwood.
Oh, yeah, 7-6. Yeah, man, I tell you what, I just climbed the ladder a rung or two. If I'm being Clark Blair, I'm jealous, man. I'm honored, you know?
Well, we try to give you some encouragement.
Yeah, but you're right. Head-knocking game down here. Smyrna's offense has not been very good. Ravenwood has given them some gives and allowed them to stay in the game. But, the Ravenwood offense has been shut down. Smyrna's defense played really well. The only touchdown of the game was a kick return for Ravenwood. So their offense has not found the end zone yet. Kudos to Smyrna's defense. They forced a couple of turnovers, got a couple of field goals from Alex Cernas, and that's where we're at 7-6 right now. This is a game that it's a winnable game for Smyrna, isn't it? Because this is the style that Matt Williams envisions his team playing, and Ravenwood's kind of playing their game. Well, yes, they've been forced to. The game has been very quick. Smyrna's been able to run the football some. They've really had one good drive. They should have got a touchdown. They got a touchdown call back on a false start. Or no, it was an illegal procedure penalty. So then Smyrna kicked the field goal. But still, the game has definitely been played the way the Bulldogs wanted to, and it has stayed this way in the second half for them to win. Ravenwood gets the ball to start the second half, so be a key for Smyrna if they can stop them and get the ball back and try to maintain the momentum that they've established. Exactly, and time of possession will be important in this game too, I would think. Oh, without question. Ravenwood, they've got some really good skill players. They're very young. I know talking with Coach Hester before the game, they start 5 sophomores on defense, and their quarterback is a sophomore too. So they're very young. They're talented, but very young. And hopefully, for Smyrna to stay in this game, they need to control the football. Well, Danny, we'll be looking forward to a report at the end of the game, and good luck to the Bulldogs in that second half. Yeah, well, what's the score over there at Stewarts Creek? It is 14-13 Rockvale at half. There you go. All right, well, you boys, it sounds like we got a couple of head knockers here in front of town. Yeah, it's very similar style game. That's for sure. That's Danny Brewer with the report from the Ravenwood-Smyrna game. Now we go to Germantown, all the way down to Germantown. Clark Blair is there, and he's got an update on the Riverdale Germantown game, which started out great for Germantown, Clark, but not so much lately. Well, it started out great for Riverdale. The first quarter going up 17-0. Intercepted 2 passes from Germantown. Germantown second quarter said, hey, we're going to line it up. We're going to go up tempo. We're going to run it. And boy, have they done it. 27 points in the fourth, all in 4 minutes, it felt like, coming up against Riverdale. So it's 27-17 at a half. Riverdale gets the ball back in the second half, but they've got to figure out some way to stop that quarterback and running back.
Yeah, and they definitely need to put some points on the board when they get the ball back in that third quarter, don't they?
Yeah, because if they go down and don't, they're going to have a hard time stopping. Going down 34-17, getting doubled up, it's going to make it tough for the Warriors. And Germantown on defense figured Riverdale out. They're just lining up and bringing the house.
Well, Clark, we'll be talking to you at the end of the game, and hopefully the Warriors can come back and pull out a victory.
All right, John. Thanks, sir.
All right, that's Clark Blair reporting from Germantown, where Germantown has the lead over the Warriors 27-17. And that's your Dr. Automotive report brought to you by Dr. Automotive, the cure for your car. Brothers Danny and Randy Brewer have been providing Rutherford County with ASC certified auto repairs for decades. They grew up here and are your neighbors. Foreign and domestic auto repair. Dr. Automotive on Hazelwood Drive in Smyrna. That's SmyrnaAutoRepair.com. That's how you can reach them on the World Wide Web. And Rod's going to rejoin me here in just for a second or two before we take our break. And our keys to the game in the second half, and we're going to have that right now.
Time now for the keys to the second half. Brought to you by Rayburn Insurance Agency in Smyrna. Auto, home, business, and life insurance since 1973.
Rod, this is a game that either team can win. Now, Rockvale has really held the Stewarts Creek running game, the running attack. If they continue to do that, you kind of think it's kind of going in favor of Rockvale. However, Rockvale shot themselves in the foot a little bit offensively and keeping Stewarts Creek in the game. They're very similar teams, I think, just different styles, but very similar.
Yeah, and we're seeing that. Both teams early, Rockvale had trouble with penalties and all, stopped the drives, but then later Stewarts Creek ran into that problem. And then, of course, the pick six was the self-inflicted wound that Stewarts Creek had. Rockvale wants to keep the defense like it is, but Jacob Jones has done a good job of getting some plays on the passing game. You know, I've been impressed with him because my thoughts was this is basically a running team, but he's had to come through and that gives them a shot. And
as we say that, Stewarts Creek's going to have to run the ball. I mean, they're going to have to get more success than they did in the first half.
And they're going to probably have to maybe inside counter, stuff like that, mix them up, keep things going.
That's your keys to the game in the second half, and we're going to take a timeout. This has been your Ideas Tees halftime show, and when we come back, we'll have the second half of action with Brian as we continue here on State Farm Prep Football.
Dr. Automotive is the cure for your car. Brothers Danny and Randy Brewer have been providing Rutherford County with ASC certified auto repair for nearly 20 years. You'll receive courteous and friendly customer service every time. Why? Because we grew up here, and you are our neighbors. Foreign and domestic auto repair and maintenance on Hazelwood Drive in Smyrna, just off I-24. SmyrnaAutoRepair.com, 615-220-0971. Just ask for Danny.
Craig's Tax Service.
We perform tax preparation, individual tax returns, corporations, partnerships, and all your payroll bookkeeping needs.
Brandon Craig with Craig's Tax Service.
We fulfill all your tax preparation needs from individual returns to corporations and handle any of those scary letters you may get from the IRS.
Craig's Tax Service at 142 Heritage Park Drive. Call 890-2233 for an appointment.
We're proud to support all Rutherford County athletes.
Craig's Tax Service, 890-2233.
Shop your favorites at Dillard's, J.C. Penney, Rue 21, Hot Topic, and more. Grab a bite at Crab Fever, Sam's Sports Grill, Olive Garden, or Miller's Ale House. With more than 60 retailers, you're sure to find something that you'll love at Stones River Town Center. Find them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for style tips, upcoming events, and sales information. Stones River Town Center, off Old Fort Parkway in Murfreesboro. Shopping centered on you. Online at shopstonesriver.com.
For nearly 2 decades, Mills Family Pharmacy has cared for residents in our community as if they were part of our own family. At Mills, we work hard to provide you with customized services to fit your needs. Mills also offers flu shots, immunizations, medication therapy management, and even a medication delivery service.
This is Chad Mills with Mills Family Pharmacy. We're located next to Toots South on South Church Street in Murfreesboro.
Learn more by visiting us online at millsfamilypharmacy.com.
I'm State Farm Agent Andy Womack, and you're listening to Prep Football.
State Farm Prep Sports on News Radio WGNS is brought to you in part by First National Bank of Middle Tennessee, Jennings & Ayers Funeral Home, Dr. Automotive, and State Farm. And Brian, I've got an observation.
An observation?
I can't believe, we've been doing this for 25 years.
Uh-huh.
What did we do when the game started at 7:30?
Oh,
do you remember that?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
But they seem to all end still the same, they still end. I
Was
think
it
much
seven?
more
Yeah.
running back then,
I guess so.
More running the football.
We've got a little bit of time here, so why don't we give you an in-depth look at your Jennings & Ayers Funeral Home scoreboard.
Give the Braves score, too, will you?
All right, I'll try
Jennings
to do
&
that.
Ayers Funeral Home scoreboard update now.
New score in the second quarter, 35-0 Stewarts Creek. I'm sorry, 35-0. It's the MTCS Cougars leading over Clarksville Academy, and that's still in the first half. All the other games that I have are halftime or a start of the third. Let me go over here to get John's quick Braves update. Bottom of the eighth, 8-2 Braves over the Pirates. So there we go with that. Halftime scores, of course, here it's Rockvale 14, Stewarts Creek 13. It's Summit leading Blackman 21-14 at the half. All of these games are at halftime now that I'm going to give you here for a second. Oakland leads Antioch 35-0. It's Germantown 27, Riverdale 17. We heard a report from Germantown and Clark Blair just a moment ago. Siegel at the half, leading Coffee County 14-0. Those two teams playing their first region game. Coffee County now in the region with Siegel and Rockvale, Blackman, Oakland, and I'm leaving somebody out. Riverdale, there you go. Halftime as well, Ravenwood 7, Smyrna 6. Last score we had out of Page Laverne was 3-0 Page, and that hasn't changed. So I know that is a very old score, and just kind of looking at another source to see if I see another update, and there's not one. In the third quarter, it's Collinwood 19, Eagleville 0. So that one is in the third as well. And we gave you that MTCS score, 35-0, MTCS over Clarksville Academy. Your Jennings & Ayers Funeral Home scoreboard. We'll take a quick time out here. Second half coming up. They'll be kicking off to Rockvale, Will the Creek, when we come back.
Finding that missing shin guard. Remembering whether it's a home or away game. Getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things. Like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref!
That's simple human sense.
Rayburn Insurance in Smyrna.
Come see me, Rick Hall, at Rayburn Insurance in downtown Smyrna today.
If someone asked, what's your more? Would you be surprised? Well, at First Bank, knowing your more is where we start. Whether it's seeing your kid's college graduation, seeing the world, or seeing the ocean from your patio, your more helps us see who you are. That's why First Bank offers you more time, more access to local lenders and leaders, more answers, and more products. So tell us, what's your more? First Bank. Bank local. Get more. Member FDIC.
I'm State Farm Agent Bud Morris, and you're listening to Prep Football.
State Farm Prep Sports on News Radio WGNS is brought to you in part by Fans Heating and Air, Middle Tennessee Electric, Sir Pizza, Bowen's Body Shop, and Franklin Printworks. And I'd like to thank Belinda Woodson and Buddy Woodson for listening all the way out of Eagleville.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Glad the Woodsons were able to tune in tonight. I know we're hoping for better news out of the Eagleville-Collinwood game. Maybe the Eagles can get some things turned around in that one. Don't forget you can check out WGNSSports.com. We've got a big button that gives you the live scoreboard as we update through the night when I'm giving them to you. Those are scores that we're keeping updated on that, and all kinds of information. And follow us at WGNS Sports Radio on X, formerly known as Twitter. Ready to get this second half underway as Stewarts Creek will be kicking off from right to left. to the Rockvale Rockets. And that is Ahab Habib to take care of the kicking duties here for us. And we're underway here in the second half. Going to be picked up off of the bounce by the Rockets. I believe that's Lamont McCullough, and it was. And not much doing there on that return. Kind of got slobber knocked, using a term that John used at halftime.
15-yard return. Great tackle. Ball going to be on the 20 when they start here. And I always feel how important the third quarter is, Brian, and how it kind of sets the tone for the game. This is probably a really important drive for Rockvale and a big defensive stand for Stewarts Creek.
Page leading at the half over Laverne, got that in. It's 31-0. Page leading at halftime. There's a flag thrown and offsides against Stewarts Creek, so a free 5 yards for the Rockets. Talked about penalties at halftime, and both teams have kind of had their share. Just starting here the second half, 14-13, Rockvale up. They've got the ball. Big pick six giving them the lead. That and the extra point by 1. Mayhew hands off to Gardner, and that's Odell rather. Maybe a yard. Just across the 25 to the 26. Johnson with a great tackle there by Stewarts Creek. And John, you mentioned this in the second half or second quarter, how the adjustments Stewarts Creek has made defensively, and they're really coming angry to the ball.
Yeah, both teams have played really well defensively. What they've given up is kind of the big play.
It's second down here now, and a long 4. Gardner trying to get around the corner far side, and not much. A yard, I think.
Gardner on the carry.
Gardner tried to take it all the way, took it downfield all the way to the numbers and tried to turn it up on that far side and only got a yard. Esselton on the takedown for Stewarts Creek. That makes it third down and about 4. Rockvale breaks the huddle. 2 wides here, hashes, and between the hashes and numbers, that's where Hicks and Morgan are lined up. And now Gardner on the right hip of Mayhew. Halfback on the far side of that line. Mayhew keeps it himself and tried to go down at the 30, and then
Mayhew on the keeper.
I think he was going to try to take a knee right there, and he was just kind of stood up.
That's going to be close.
I think he's short, John.
I do too.
The 29-yard line.
It's at the 29. I think he needed to get it to the 30. It's just over the 29.
That one, I think if he'd have been better off just maybe lowering his head and going down, but I understand what he was doing. But he came up. You got to know.
Yep.
You got to need to have the other half yard.
So on 4th and inches, but at their own 29-yard line, Rockvale will punt. I think that's Nigel Maynard at the 35, and they let the play clock run all the way down to 0, so they're going to take a 5-yard penalty for delay of game.
That was really great by Stewarts Creek defense because it was first down and 5. It wasn't
right.
First and 10. They held them to 4 yards.
So now Stewarts Creek has their man at the 45, and that's Maynard. It's going to kick away from him, bounce away from him, and all Rockvale jerseys around it. Going to finally be down at the 33-yard line, and that's where the Creek will take over. And now another penalty marker on the field. I heard it announced, but I still haven't found it. There it is, way on the far side, right in front of the Rockvale sideline. Don't know if this is a sideline issue or if something happened over there.
Ball be placed at the 34-yard line where it'll be first down, Stewarts Creek.
Looks like it's just a sideline warning maybe. Ball is placed at the 34-yard line. It is a sideline penalty. I think they're actually going to be not penalized, just a warning. Okay, ball at the 34. Got that all straight. 1st and 10 now for Stewarts Creek. Moving right to left from our vantage point. Lots of movement in the backfield, and the ball comes loose. I think Otay lost it. And it's recovered by the Rockets. Second turnover for the Creek tonight.
That may be the play that either team needed. They didn't need the turnover. It's Stewarts Creek definitely. And now it's going to be great field position for Rockvale.
Fumble on the play, and the Rockets are in business at the Stewarts Creek 33-yard line. Ball on the left hash. The Rockets leading 14-13 here. Mayhew sets his team down. Has Odell on his left hip, I think. And it's actually Gardner. He's going to get the carry, crosses the 30. Just over the 30, between the 29 and 30, so just a couple of yards. Rockvale, one of their scores was a pick 6 tonight. So only one score offensively. One of the better opportunities they've had here now. 2nd down and 6 to go. Gardner again the touch. Trying to pound it inside. This time gets to the 2nd level to the 24-yard line. Maybe looks like they're going to mark it back at the 25. The official did a little sidestep. So it's going to bring 3rd down now. That's a 4-yard pickup. Maynard on the tackle. 3rd down and 2 yards to go. At the 25 for the Rockets from the left hash. Mayhew fakes the handoff, keeps himself. 1st down 20, 15, and inside the 15-yard line at the 13-yard line. Brennan Mayhew on the quarterback keeper and goes 12 yards. It's a first down for the Rockets, and they're operating now at the John Day Legal Red Zone. Bicycle helmet giveaways, safe ride home program. Well, that's just a few of the ways the law offices of John Day are involved here in the community. 14-13, ball at the 13-yard line. Rockvale with the lead and the ball knocking on the door here. Little misdirection in the backfield and wide open field for the touchdown. Rockets. That is Rashawn Odell, the senior, with his 3rd touchdown of the season. That from 13 out.
Great block by Angelos Brooks on the right side and opened it wide open for Gardner. Oh, it's Brooks, excuse me.
Rashawn Odell dancing it in there. Now the extra point upcoming here. After the Toots touchdown, don't forget Toots.com, and you can get it delivered by Uber Eats now. Oh, the snap high. It's going to be a 2-point play. The throw to the end zone, incomplete. Busted play, couldn't make anything of it. The extra point, no good. So your score is 20-13. Rockvale on top here on State Farm Prep Sports.
Parks Auction. We handle everything.
The auction is a means of drawing people together for a quick, easy sale.
I've always been a big fan of auctions. You know, you get instant sale, no contingencies and everything. I've known the guys over there my entire life.
Visit our website at parksauction.com to learn more.
Hi there, do I have a home now?
Call Parks Auction at 896-4600. Stan Vaught and the Parks Auction team are proud supporters of local high school and MTSU sports.
If you need concrete work done, who would I call? Dan France Concrete. Here's why. He's local. He attended Walter Hill Elementary, Oakland, and MTSU. He served our community as a school resource officer for 9 years, and he's involved in the community.
This is Dan with Dan France Concrete, wishing all Rutherford County student athletes a great season. Study hard, play harder, and be safe.
Dan France Concrete is a licensed and insured residential and commercial concrete construction contractor serving Middle Tennessee. Check out danfranceconcrete.com online to see some of their work.
I'm State Farm Agent Celeste Middleton, and you're listening to Prep Football.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Fans Heating and Air, Middle Tennessee Electric, Sir Pizza, Bowen's Body Shop, and Franklin's Printworks. Also, Roscoe Brown Heating and Air, First Bank, Arosa Care, and the law offices of John Day.
Got some updates to give you here in just a second as we move along here. in our contest going on. Rockvale just scored after the second turnover. Boy, the ball hits and just kind of bounces around. Jordan moves away from it, and Odell picks it up, and he's going to be thrown out of bounds at the 15-yard line. I think they were expecting a bounce there, but it didn't happen.
15-yard line, first down, Stewarts Creek.
Williams on the tackle.
Well, you'd like a little better field position starting out here.
Riverdale scored, opening up the third, so they trail by 3, 27-24. And looks like Ravenwood has scored. They're now leading 14-6 in the third quarter. So a couple of additional scores and games we're keeping a close eye on here on the Jennings & Ayers Funeral Home scoreboard. First and 10. Nothing doing. Nothing at all. No room
Floyd on the carry
whatsoever for Caleb Floyd, trying to go right up the middle.
Good news is Floyd is back.
No gain on the play.
So no gain on the play. Thornton on the tackle. Second down, 10.
By number 34, Richard Satterwhite.
Trying to get our scoreboard all lined up there. Didn't have enough room for all of these big scores we're having. 20-13 here, Rockvale on top, second and 10. Try to go back to that same well, John, and there's just not much right there in the middle.
That's been the key to Rockvale's success tonight, is that defensive line has just shut down Stewarts Creek running.
Now third and 10. 2 stops on first and second down. They're going to give him maybe a yard in there somewhere, John. Looks like third and 9.
Well, they were generous.
Very. Third and 10 deep, and got to be careful here because what happened before, the pick 6 was a big play. But on third and long, back to passes, Jones in trouble, slings it out there. Floyd on the catch, 20, breaks a tackle to the 25 to the 26-yard line, and I think he got just enough for a first down. 9-yard pickup. John, that was a busted play all around.
Well, I really think it was designed. It just looked busted because I think he was expecting that pass rush, and they opened up a screen on the left side, got a good block, and was able to make enough to get the first down.
Well, it doesn't matter how pretty it is. Bring your best pig to the fair. Got a first down, did the Red Hawks of Stewarts Creek. 5.5 to play, third quarter of action. They trail 20-13. Both teams had missed an extra point now, so kind of evens things up again. Jordan coming from left to right, finds the sideline, 30, 35, 36, 37. Keeps it going to the 38-yard line and finally wrestled down. Nice run there by Jordan.
And again, Rod mentioned it at halftime, the speed of Stewarts Creek, and they haven't been able to utilize it, but that time they did. That was a good example.
Whedon on the tackle.
Rod mentions a lot of things at halftime. You ought to listen to him.
Makes some good points.
Yeah.
As always. First and 10 after the first down. Got 2 twin receivers right side, one behind the other, and a pistol formation in the backfield. Going a little wing T-ish, and this time Javarian Otey, 45 to the 50 to the 47-yard line, and finally muscled down there.
Well, he wants to make up for the fumble. And he got a nice 14-yard run and another first down.
Tomlinson on the tackle for the Rockvale Rockets, who find themselves on top 20-13, 4:18 to go. But John, maybe the most consistent drive that Stewarts Creek has had in terms of churning out some yardage.
Oh yeah, particularly on the ground.
Play clock gets down to 10 seconds. Jones sets him down. 3 backs in the backfield. Now Jordan in motion. He's blocking. And a drop back to the 50-yard line as they gave the ball to Floyd. Floyd has really had a tough time tonight, and the ball comes loose, and Rockvale football.
Number 59.
Harrison on the tackle. Not sure who recovered the loose ball, but the 3rd turnover of the game for the Redhawks. 2nd one of this quarter. 2nd fumble. And again, both here in the 3rd.
Well, if Stewarts Creek loses this game, they're going to look back at the 2 fumbles and the interception, and that's been the ball game, the difference in the game.
1st and 10 Rockets. Twins over on the far side. Mayhew fakes the handoff, long downfield catch. Diving catch down to the 17-yard line, and he smoked it down the sideline to Malik Hicks. That goes 33 yards. And now, all of a sudden, the Rockets here in the red zone.
Well, I thought at first he was so wide open. I mean, there wasn't anybody around him, and I thought he almost overthrew him. But it was a great catch. He dove out there and got it.
Great diving catch by Malik Hicks to haul it in. And they're in the John Day Legal red zone at the 17-yard line. Helping injured people for more than 30 years, the law offices of John Day. Gardner up the gut, Gardner to the end zone. Couldn't catch him, lightning fast out of the backfield for a 17-yard touchdown, Rockets.
Boy, the hole just opened up. It was like the Red Sea parting for Gardner.
Gardner known as Moses parting the Red Sea here tonight. Toots touchdown for the Rockvale Rockets coming at the 3:05 mark.
His dad may come and mow my yard tomorrow. He'd be so happy.
Here's the extra point attempt by Fuller. It is good. And your new score, Rockvale 27, Stewarts Creek 13 on State Farm Prep Sports.
Head over to J. Mullins Jewelry to check out their selection of rings, watches, custom design jewelry, and much more. They're a local business located at 352 West Northville Boulevard right here in Murfreesboro. They have gifts for all occasions, weddings, graduations, anniversaries, whatever you need, you can find it at J. Mullins Jewelry. That's at 352 West Northville Boulevard or online at mullinsjewelry.com.
I'm Good Neighbor State Farm agent Celeste Middleton, and I'd love the opportunity to talk to you about the significant rate decrease we're experiencing now. Let me compare coverage and possibly save you hundreds on your home and auto. Call me at 615-895-2700.
In Rutherford County, you know how much it means to have neighbors you can count on. I'm State Farm agent Andy Womack, here to help life go right when you combine home and auto insurance. Call me today at 615-890-0850 and let me save you money and time.
I'm State Farm agent Dana Womack, and you're listening to Prep Football.
Dana, and we want to thank you and tell you that she is located at 805 South Church Street between Farm Credit and the post office. As State Farm agent Dana Womack, 615-900-0877. Chip off the old block, Dana Womack.
That's right. The Oakland Patriots go into the fourth quarter, pounding Antioch 49-0. Collinwood 25, Eagleville 7 go into the fourth quarter as well. The kickoff is out of bounds, so Stewarts Creek will get the ball at the 35-yard line.
Well, Stewarts Creek's got a rebound here now. They're down 2 touchdowns, but there's plenty of time in this game. But they've got to keep possession of the football and try to score, and the turnovers have just killed them.
Kind of think this is a pretty critical series, don't you?
I think it is. This could be the ball game, really.
Ball placed at the 35-yard line. They threw the flag, of course, because the kickoff went out of bounds. Just a few seconds before halftime, MTCS up 42-7 over Clarksville Academy. Not even at half yet. Just 10 seconds to play, though. Stewarts Creek trailing 27-13 with the ball. 3:05 to play in the third. No misdirection in the backfield. Ooh, ball loose again. And who gets off the bottom of the pile? Stewarts Creek maybe has recovered the football. Still no signal though. But just reading body language at Stewarts Creek. Boy, that would have been a dagger, John.
Yeah, that was happening too much right now for the Red Hawks.
Good for a gain of 1.
Javeri and Otay. Just the ball was kind of juggled in the air. Second down and 9. 2:22 to play in the third. Red Hawks trailing here with the ball to Jordan. Jordan trying to find some room upfield. They keep stringing it out, and boy, you can tell right now the Rockets are playing, John, in the Stewarts Creek backfield. That's a loss of 1 there.
Well, they had a really good run there. A couple of nice runs on the last possession, then the fumble, and now Rockvale's getting back in that backfield again like they were doing earlier in the game.
3rd and 11 now facing the Stewarts Creek Red Hawks. Back at their own 34-yard line. If you're a Stewarts Creek fan listening in tonight, they need a first down. Right now, the Rockets defense kind of chomping at the bit. They are fired up. From the left hash, twins to the right for Jordan. Swing pass going to be caught, but for very short gain.
Penalty flag is down, and I think that's going to be on the Rockets.
Pass complete to Marcel Gordon, but this is going to go against Rockvale.
And they read that screen that time perfectly and had good possession, but they're going to get the first down.
First time seeing Marcel in the game tonight that I can remember offensively. So it's a face mask penalty officially. So that's a 15-yard penalty, and Stewarts Creek at the 49-yard line. Boy, John, as much that has gone on that's happened bad for Stewarts Creek, that is a bad penalty for Rockvale. Stewarts Creek at the 49 of the Rockets right now. 1:10 to play in the third.
Remember, it's still just a 2-touchdown, 2-score game.
Jones sending Jordan in motion from left to right. Now turns it up just around the hashes now. And a big pile up at the 45-yard line. Going to pick up about 4 to the 45.
A gain of about 4.
And the ball placed on the right hash now. Just 47 seconds to play. Green on the tackle for Rockvale. 2nd and 6. Going to have enough time to get in one more play here in this third quarter. Jones barking out to his 3 receivers here to the near side. That's the wide side of the field. Another there on the right. So 4 receivers, 3 left, 1 right, and in the backfield with him is Otay. That's actually Marcel Gordon again, 40, 30, and inside the 30-yard line. Nice run there by Gordon. Some fresh legs. At least I think it's Gordon. Having a hard time with these numbers. That is 5, yes. That's a 21-yard gainer. Do they just keep growing these kids on trees over here or what? That's the end of 3 quarters of play. We go to the fourth. Stewarts Creek trying to get back in this one. They trail 27-13 on State Farm Prep Sports.
Does being a caregiver for your loved one wear you out? Then Arosa Care is here to help. Arosa has an experienced team of caregivers and licensed care managers who help families make educated decisions regarding the aging process. This is Erin Keogh Rankin. Let me help you. Call us at 615-848-6774 or find us at arosacare.com.
Hey, it's Brian sharing why First National Bank of Middle Tennessee has been my bank since opening here in 2014. I just really want to know my bank isn't some corporate outfit out of state, but I also want online banking and a great app.
Well, I get that at First National Bank of Middle Tennessee and more. You won't find better customer service either. The people, that's what makes it the best place I've banked. You don't have to settle, you know. Come on over with me to First National Bank of Middle Tennessee on Gateway and Memorial Boulevards. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
I'm State Farm Agent Emerson Williams, former running back at Oakland High School, and you're listening to Prep Football.
Fourth quarter, 27-13, Rockvale on top. Stewarts Creek driving on their own 28-yard line.
Give you some score updates after this play here. 1st and 10 at the 30. They're moving now left to right.
Martin on the carry.
And Martin to the 25-yard line. All right, so scores. Summit 21, Blackman 14, going to the fourth. Oakland leading 49-0 over Antioch. Germantown 27, Riverdale 24 going to the fourth quarter. Score updates on the Jennings and Ayers Funeral Home scoreboard along with Smyrna Ravenwood. Ravenwood leading 14-6 at Smyrna. Those are the new scores we have for you. Second down here. Start of the fourth. Stewarts Creek with a promising drive here, trailing 27-13 to Rockvale. Here's Jones rolling out right side, goes deep, goes toward the end zone to Jordan, and incomplete. I think Jordan wanted a flag there. It is not thrown.
Incomplete.
I think they call that incidental contact, and that just kind of got tripped up with their feet.
I like the play, though, John. You had a shot. Now you got to worry about getting the first down. It's 3rd and 7. Trying to go for the big play there. Didn't work out.
14, Logan Padgett.
This is probably 2-down territory for Stewarts Creek, so
you'd have to think. Trailing 27-13. Some confusion on the sideline. The play clock rolls down to 4. Are they going to get it off in time? And I think Coach Ben Caudill has to burn a timeout, and he does just before the clock expired. We'll take it as well. It's 3rd and 7 for Stewarts Creek, trailing 27-13 when we come back.
Hello, this is Lenny Farmer with Jennings and Ayers Funeral Home. Often when a man or woman finish pre-planning their funerals with me, I hear, "We should have done this 10 years ago." Or, "I thought about doing this years ago, but just never got around to it." Seems that we often put off the inevitable for ourselves. As one wise pastor put it, it's never too late to do what's right. Why not mark down on your calendar to call me to talk about your funeral needs at 615-893-2422. It's never too late.
Hi, this is Dan at Music World and Drummers Den. We have more drums than anybody in the area, I guarantee. We have Ludwig, we have Gretsch, we have PDP, and what about cymbals? Oh, we have cymbals. Zildjian, Pasty, we have Soltone, we have every kind of cymbal you can think of. We have new, used. We are Music World and Drummers Den, 2762 South Church Street, across from Indian Hills Golf Course.
3rd down for Stewarts Creek, and now whistle flag throw. And it's going to be against Stewarts Creek. Procedural penalty is going to back them up 5 on 3rd and 7. It's now 3rd and behind the chain, John. Not what you wanted.
Rockvale had a little movement on the line. I think it bothered Stewarts Creek a little bit. Somebody moved up there, but yeah, that just makes it that much tougher. So now you got to look at it this way. It's 3rd and 12. You may not be able to get it all on one play. You might want to try to split it up.
To the 30-yard line.
Siegel leading Coffee County in the fourth quarter with 9 minutes to play, 35-7. Siegel looking for their first region win in quite a while, and 4-0 for the first time in quite a while. Back to pass, slinging it downfield. It's picked off. The 4th turnover of the game, 2nd interception, and here come the Rockets to the 35-yard line. A big INT, and that is taken by DJ Thornton. DJ Thornton with the pick.
They kind of threw it in a crowd there. DJ was reading it and picked it off. And this is really maybe not a dagger, but maybe a dart in the back of the Stewarts Creek Redhawks.
Williams for Rockvale. Timmy Williams had a pick 6 in the second quarter. And John, I know they scored on the other 2 turnovers. So Rockvale really taking advantage of the Stewarts Creek mistakes.
It's a funny game.
Yeah.
It's a team that came in here, had lost a couple of games due to turnovers that they have made. It's the other team giving them the reward tonight so far.
Had a brief little cramp up, it looks like, there for Angelos Brooks for Stewarts Creek. But got 1st and 10. Rod's giving us a scoreboard update on what's that AAA team?
The Cardinals?
Yeah.
Well, you know, they're hot. They've won 2 out of 3. I mean, 3 out of 4. No, 2 out of 3. 3 out of 4. Yeah, they're just now putting it together.
Rockets. Mayhew with a great fake. Gardner comes here to the near side, dives over the 35 to the 36-yard line for a 2-yard pickup.
Now the clock works in their favor.
Well, I was just thinking that very same thing, John. Now if you're Rockvale, if you can string together, you know, their first offensive series took forever in the first quarter, you might remember. So if they can dink and dunk and chop off some first downs and cut away at that clock, could do some big things. Pageant and Hicks are the far receivers. They're moving right to left. This is going to be Odell. Odell just really has no room to run upfield. Going to get back to the original line of scrimmage. So the ball just across the 35 at the 35.5-yard line on 3rd down now. Maynard for a takedown for Stewarts Creek. Stewarts Creek in danger of losing their first game of the season. Talked about in the pregame show with Rockvale losing a couple of heartbreakers. They were kind of in a must-win situation before region play. They're leading 27-13 with 9:36 to play in the ball game with a 3rd and long. Quick swing pass is knocked down, incomplete. Intended on that far side for Jalen Morgan, but Morgan never had a chance. It got there so quick, almost looked like he wasn't expecting it.
Well, a couple of first downs would have been big for the Rockets there, but unable to do so. Good job by the Stewarts Creek defense.
Blackman Blaze have just come back to tie the game with Summit in the 4th quarter, 21-21, Blackman and Summit. Oakland game just went final. They clobbered Antioch. Quick kick, high but short for Rockvale. Hits at the 50 and then bounces out of bounds at the 46-yard line. So that's where they'll take over. And right now, Stewarts Creek's got to have a pretty quick score to get back in this game, John. Can't afford another turnover either.
I know we've got turnovers to talk about, but really the game to me has been one at the line of scrimmage where Stewarts Creek just hasn't been able to break open with the exception of a couple of plays. The Rockvale front has done a good job. Still time, though.
Stewarts Creek trots out of the timeout, or change of possession, not timeout. 1st and 10 at their own 46-yard line as they move left to right from our vantage point. 3 in the backfield, a couple of halfbacks. Give us to the tailback to the 47-yard line. Crunching his way for just a few. And that's Daniel Johnson, a sophomore running back for the Creek.
Well, they marked it. He didn't get anything.
Oh, they did, didn't they? Knee must have been down there. Weird angle from here. Green with the tackle for Rockvale. 2nd and 10. Under 9 minutes to play in this one. One wide receiver for the Creek. Oh boy, they were in the backfield in a hurry, was Rockvale, and dropped for a huge loss. May not be too huge. I don't know. They're going to put it back at the 46. So
that's where they had him. Then they drove him back another 3 yards, but they're going to mark it there, which is probably fair.
Trying to see who that he was. And I know Frierson was on the tackle, but I'm not sure who was running the football for Stewarts Creek.
I think Frierson probably for Rockvale could have carried the ball as fast as he was in there.
I think that's Gordon in the backfield, by the way, so we'll give it to him. Third down, stepping up in the pocket is Jones, going downfield to Jordan. No interference flag thrown, and it is incomplete. That's some really good defense. They've really kept Kenny Jordan under wraps tonight, John, especially on the long, deep balls.
Yeah, they've done a good job on coverage.
Fourth down here for Stewarts Creek. 4th and 13 at their own 44-yard line. Under 8 minutes to go. Is it a quick kick? Are they going for it on 4th down? Just have to see. They're lined up for a play here. Oh, drew them off sides. That's 5 yards. I can see why teams continue to do it, John, because it works.
It does.
And it may be 50-50. I don't know. It's just unbelievable.
You would think on 4th and 10, though, that they wouldn't fall for that.
So that makes it now 4th and 8. They'd have to do that 2 more times to get a first down, by the way. Jones. Twins lined up to either side. Jones hurried as he threw it and intercepted again. 3rd turnover by interception tonight. And the Rockets defense coming to play. That is Timmy Williams, I think, with his 2nd interception tonight.
Well, they came with all guns, and Jacob Jones had no time. He just had to release it and throw it. Kind of threw it up in the air. No way you survive that.
3 interceptions, 2 fumbles for Stewarts Creek. And John, I don't care who you are, 5 turnovers makes it really tough to win a football game.
You're not going to win a game.
So taking over once again are the Rockvale Rockets, leading 27-13. 7:50 to play in the ball game. Ball at the 31, their own 31. Mayhew options himself to the 41-yard line. Going to pick up about 8, but there is a flag in the backfield, and it's holding against the Rockets.
I wouldn't want to be standing by Brian Guthrie right now.
No. I think if he were tweeting, it would be hashtag lid blown. Going to cost him all the way back to the 26. No, it's 22.
Well, as a coach, you're going to sit there and you're going to go, they have a good shot of winning this game with 7:40 to go.
Sure.
But he's going to look back at those penalties, said it could have been a lot easier, boys.
1st and 15 now facing the Rockets, and Mayhew finds Gardner. Gardner gets to the 21-yard line, so lost a yard. Gordon on the tackle for Stewarts Creek. John, Stewarts Creek's played pretty well defensively tonight. It's been the turnovers. That's 3 scores I know that Rockvale has off a turnover.
Exactly.
And they lead by a score of 27-13. Morgan and Hicks go out wide to the far side. Ball from the left hash. Now Odell is in motion, lining up as a halfback on the right side. The play goes that way and finds Odell, 35-40. He's at the 50, foot race 40, foot race 30, foot race 20, 10, 5, end zone, touchdown, Rockets, 78 yards.
Talk about thread the needle. Man, he comes out of there and just fires a bullet. And Stewarts Creek not able to recover. Playing a lot of guys up front. I think they were looking run. And he threw a quick pass right across the middle, and boom, touchdown.
That is your exclamation mark here. A 20-point lead with the extra point upcoming after the Toots touchdown for the Rockvale Rockets. Don't forget Toots, Broad Street, South Church Street, and Highway 96 in the borough, and in Smyrna on Sam Ridley. Fuller for point. and boots it through. Your score, Rockvale 34, Stewarts Creek 13 on State Farm Prep Sports.
Hey, I'm Jack Hayes, here with my dad Nick and my granddad Pops.
Don't feel like cooking dinner tonight? Download Uber Eats and search for Toots. Check out Toots on Uber Eats today. You can order our full menu. Just download the Uber Eats app and search for the Toots nearest you to have it delivered fast and fresh to your door.
At Toots Restaurants, our quality has not changed.
Our portions have not changed.
Our products have not changed.
Good food and fun.
Here at Bud's Tire, we make buying Michelin tires simpler. I'm Allison Mitchell with Bud's Tire Pros. We offer a straightforward approach to service, including nationwide warranties with every purchase. Stop in today to see our full lineup of Michelin and BF Goodrich tires. For whatever you drive, Michelin and BF Goodrich have a tire to fit any need. Bud's Tire Pros, hassle-free, guaranteed. We're located on East Main Street, exactly 3 miles from the town square, 1 mile past Rutherford Boulevard. Visit us online at budstirepros.tn.com.
I'm State Farm Agent Celeste Middleton, and you're listening to Prep Football.
Our game tonight brought to you by Sir Pizza. Might go by there tonight. J. Mullins Jewelry, Conference by Osborne, Winners Trophies, Donut Country. Might go by there tonight. And Parks Auction. I'm not looking for real estate, so I probably won't be there. But Donut Country and Sir Pizza. Rod?
Summit has now taken a 27-21 lead over Blackman in the fourth. Let's see. It's now Germantown 34, Riverdale 24 in that game. And Ravenwood leads 21-6 over Smyrna. Got a few scores that just came in on the Jennings and Ayers Funeral Home scoreboard here for you. Here it's 34-13. Rockvale just scored and kickoff to the Rockets, or kickoff to the Redhawks rather. The ball goes out of bounds on the kickoff. That's the second time that's happened tonight. And so it'll give Stewarts Creek the ball at the 35-yard line. John, right now, I guess for Stewarts Creek, it's about saving some face here and trying to get something positive going offensively. But Rockvale's made it pretty tough in the second half.
Yeah, it's not gone their way, and I'm thinking they try to maybe run the ball again and try to get some things straightened out and work on some things to try to get at least a good positive flow toward the end of the game here.
Going to be a re-kick.
Yep.
Which will result in a re-kick.
So all of that set up for that, but we'll re-kick it. I want to thank Scott Lawless for sending some scores out of that Blackman game.
He's good about that, isn't he?
Yeah, I just sent him a quick text. I haven't been getting any updates. Trying to find out if we can get something out of the Eagle game too. Thanks to coach's wife, Kim Walker.
A penalty on Rockvale. They're going to be kicking from their own end zone here before long.
Well, and that's going to back them up to the 30. Well, we're seeing, John, this is not. Some of the mistakes that are happening are like you might expect them in the first game, but not the fourth. So
yeah, it's too many. If you're Coach Guthrie, you're not happy with that at all.
Yeah. Kick is in the air. Got a lot of foot behind this one, though. And it still goes out of bounds. Well, see what we can do again. Rod makes a good point. They're trying to kick it away from the speed. You know,
right.
A quick, kickoff return by Stewarts Creek could make things interesting again. So Rockvale being very particular.
I think I'd squib kick.
Well, we're going to get to do it for a third time. That's pretty rare. Let's see. Ravenwood has scored again. It's 28-6. Game kind of getting away from the Smyrna Bulldogs there. They held tough for first half and part of the third quarter, but a couple of quick scores by the Ravenwood Raptors. Not missing much here. The official
you know, instead of him placing the football, he said, hey, Fuller, you walk it up here and put it down. I'm tired of bending over. Put the ball at the 35 for yet another kickoff. Now Coach Caudill is asking a question.
Well, he wants to know why it was moved back up.
Yeah, he's livid, actually.
It was on the 30, and then
boy, he is giving that official what for.
He seems such a nice guy on the coach's show.
Now another guy walks past him, and he's blasting him too. Another one of the assistant coaches have another official caught up there, so there's some discussion now on the sideline. And I think Coach Caudill may have won this argument.
Yes.
So now they're going to put the football back, and the official does move it himself this time. And it's going to be the other way
and
to the 25.
That's
not
where
the
it should
35.
be, yes.
So they got things right here. Ben Caudill, attorney at law.
I don't think I've ever seen a penalty where you get gain yards. Just doesn't seem to be happening.
Everybody
Meanwhile,
is happy now, I think. Sort of. So now Fuller will kick from the 25-yard line. Kicks this one straight away. Going to bounce at the 25-yard line, be picked up back at the 15 by the Redhawks. 20, 25, and the returner up to the 29-yard line.
That's a pretty good kick.
And that's Jordan, by the way. Fuller, I guess they just said, put everything you can into it, and Fuller gave that one quite a ride.
Check out WGNSSports.com for the latest prep and MTSU sports news, schedules, podcasts, and more. That's WGNSSports.com. Don't forget to join us for the Renaissance of Heating and Air post-game show tonight after the game, and the Renaissance of Heating and Air Coach's Corner after, well, Saturday morning, starting at 8 with Riverdale.
An 84-yard touchdown by the Blaze, but I think they missed the extra point. Nice run near side and breaking it to the second level. And here goes Caleb Floyd rumbling way inside the Rockvale side of the field here to the 37-yard line. Well, that was very slow to develop. Caleb Floyd made a lot of hay with that one, goes 34 yards. Some time for Jones. Now that pocket collapsed quickly, and he just had to unload it.
He's really struggling he can't even get set enough to make a pass that's catchable.
Second and 10.
It'll be second and 10.
From the 37-yard line for the Redhawks. Just 5:53 to play in this one. And Rockvale leads 34-13. Got a 38-13 score out of Collinwood and Eagleville. And it just went final, by the way. On to Huntland. Coach Walker's wife responds. Throw downfield, caught, touchdown. And that was 24. Kenny Jordan with the big catch from the rocket arm of Jacob Jones, 37 yards.
Well, that's what the doctor ordered. Now, he had time that time. Great route and just right on the money.
Toots touchdown for the Stewarts Creek Redhawks. With 5:44 to play and an extra point upcoming by Ahab Abib. And now it's going to be a delay of game taken by Stewarts Creek. So that's going to make this extra point attempt much harder. Rod made a point in our headphones earlier. Both of these teams are doing things that make it harder on themselves.
All night long. I mean, it's just been constant.
The holder will be Jerry Taylor for Stewarts Creek. And this will be an extra point attempt, making it a little tougher here. Be a 25-yarder. Oh, it's a fake. Coming out here is Taylor.
to the right side, just hurls it toward the end zone. No good. The extra point. And now the 2-point try falls incomplete. So with 5:44 to play, your new score, Rockvale 34 and Stewarts Creek 19 on State Farm Prep Sports.
When Rutherford Countyans think of insurance professionals, they think Rayburn Insurance Agency at 200 South Lowry in Smyrna, meeting the needs of thousands of customers since 1973. You can trust Rayburn Insurance with all your needs, a place where customer service really matters. It's personal with Rayburn Insurance, as fans of local sports, as friends, and as insurance professionals. Check them out at rayburn.net or call 615-459-4145. Rayburn Insurance, for business, auto, home, and life insurance.
For more than 36 years, Wilson Bank has been supporting local schools and student athletes in the classroom and on the field. We're big on helping our home teams reach their goals. You can count on knowledgeable bankers, competitive rates, and an open line of communication. So join the winning team at Wilson Bank and Trust, where we're not just your bankers, we're your neighbors and friends. Visit any of the 30 Wilson Bank and Trust offices or visit wilsonbank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
I'm State Farm Agent Andy Womack, and you're listening to Prep Football.
State Farm Prep Sports brought to you by Toots Good Food and Fun, Bud's Tire, Wilson Bank and Trust, and Raven Insurance. Sorry, there you go. By the way, it's 34-19 here, and Brian is constantly updating the scoreboard. It's just running amok.
Well, I was very interested in what happened in that Blackman game and wanted to make sure. I told you that Blackman scored, but I didn't know who was on top. Blackman leads 28-27, 3:23 to play. They intercepted Summit, and there you go. Here's the onside kick, which was expected. It's going to be picked up by the Rockvale Rockets, and a nice scoop and recovery there. And I believe that was Judson Bingham who made that scoop. Had the good hands team there. So Rockvale with the ball, and John, they want to take as much clock as possible now, I would think.
Oh, yeah. They don't want to definitely get Stewarts Creek to get the ball back if they can.
First and 10 for the Rockets. Lots of scores. Post-game show. We'll be busy with all of that and give you as much as we can find here tonight. That's coming up in a few. Right now, Mayhew having two on the far side. Boy, the ball snap was really low. And, in fact, he was down there. And Brennan Mayhew going to wind up losing about 5.
Mayhew on the carry.
It's almost like the ball was down. He touched it as the ball hit the ground. And going down on your knee to get at the football there will do it every time. Second and about 15. Stewarts Creek in the backfield pretty quick. Mayhew keeps to the 44-yard line.
Gets those yards back, basically.
But they also lose it down as well. And now Stewarts Creek has taken a timeout here to try to save the clock. 34-19, Rockvale on top. We'll step aside for a 30-second timeout and be right back here on State Farm Prep Sports.
Don't let concerns about today's events derail your long-term financial strategy. Hi, I'm Edward Jones Financial Advisor Lee Colvin, and I'm here to help. We can work together to understand the impact of these events and make sure that your goals are top of mind. While you can't control market volatility, we'll help focus on what you can control. We can connect in several virtual ways. Start by giving me a call at 615-907-7056. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
I'm State Farm Agent Bud Morris, and you're listening to Prep Football.
Our game tonight brought to you by Sir Pizza, sponsor of our Game and Coaches Show podcast. Find them at WGNSSports.com or wherever you listen to audio. That's Sir Pizza on East Main, South Church, and Memorial.
We've had a couple of games just go final here. I'll give you those in just a moment. Twin receivers for Rockvale far side. It's 3rd and 11. Back to pass Mayhew, airing it out deep, long, one-on-one, batted away.
Going to be interference.
That is interference. It was intended for Jalen Morgan downfield, and they throw the flag. It was it was Nigel Maynard defending on that play.
Well, he bumped into him as he was going for the pass. Yeah.
So that is going to be a big help here for the Rockets.
Well, there was no question about that one. That's a big break there.
It's 1st down now for Rockvale. Ball at the 29-yard line. Clock at 4:43 now.
They're not scared. They're not really care about scoring. They just want time to go.
Backfield in an eye now. Mayhew. And delay run there for Gardner. Tried to wait on a hole. Not much there. So the 2 games that went final. Blackman 28, Summit 27. The first win in the Matt Kreisky era at Blackman High School. Congratulations. That's a road win too. That's a big one. And the Ravenwood Raptors defeat Smyrna tonight 28-6. Score updates on the Jennings and Ayers Funeral Home scoreboard. Also got Clark Blair out at Germantown, Riverdale, Germantown. It's a 10-point Germantown lead, last score we had. And they've got about 7 or 8 minutes to play in that one. Run to the near side to the 29. And that is Gardner for a couple, and another timeout, Stewarts Creek. Another one for us as well. 3:52 to play. 34-19. Rockvale Rockets on top with the ball when we come back after this 30-second break.
Roscoe Brown is seeking highly motivated HVAC plumbing apprentices to join our Next Tech Academy. If you're eager to become an HVAC technician or plumbing technician and want to improve your skills while learning new ones, this is your chance to launch your career. Roscoe Brown's Next Tech Academy is a program that offers you the benefits of being a full-time employee, all while learning and developing new skills.
Roscoe Brown.
RoscoeBrown.com.
I'm State Farm Agent Celeste Middleton, and you're listening to Prep Football.
We're back here on State Farm Prep Sports. It's Brian Barrett, it's John Dinkins, and it's Rod Edwards here with you tonight. 3rd down and 10. Rockvale's Mayhew sets him down. Gardner in the backfield with him. Mayhew to pass. Throws left side and bobbled. Dropped. Incomplete. Intended for Malik Hicks. And that would have been right around the 1st down marker. Just kind of a juggle act, and he could not come down with it.
4th down, Rockvale.
Mayhew took a pretty good shot there, but he's back up.
So on 4th down, Rockvale appears that they are going to attempt what would be a 46-yard field goal, and now a timeout Rockvale. Probably a good timeout because Fuller came running out there and didn't have time to set.
He definitely wasn't ready for that. How about giving us another scoreboard update, Brian, since
we can do that. Some finals in tonight. Blackman 28-27 over Summit. Oakland a winner over Antioch 49-0. It's Ravenwood 28, Smyrna 6. That's a final. Collinwood over Eagleville 38-13. Final scores there on the scoreboard that we have for you. And other games that are in progress. It's getting pretty late in the Germantown and Riverdale game. Last score I had was Germantown 34, Riverdale 24. And last score out of Siegel, they were up 35-7 over Coffee County. Some scores that I have to kind of go searching for, and that Siegel one has been one of those for me tonight.
Elusive?
Yep. Just doesn't pop in right there real quick. make that 47-yard field goal attempt here for Rockvale, and this one is going to be well short. Hits in the end zone.
Looked like he altered it just a little bit. He saw the rush, and he didn't quite get a whole leg into it.
So the kick, no good. And now Stewarts Creek will take over the football here.
That's a long field goal, though.
Yes, it is.
High school.
Well, I guess the thought here is the worst your field position is going to be is the 20.
Right.
Give the kid
Why
a
not?
chance.
Yeah.
If it goes through, you get 3 points. If not, you still have them pinned pretty deep here.
I got a feeling Rockvale's going to send all the horses.
1st and 10. Still 3 minutes and 42 seconds to play. It's 34-19, but it's going to have to be a quick score for Stewarts Creek if they're going to try to mount a big comeback here. They're going to send 3 wide to the far side. And a little screen pass. Jones may have something. Caleb Floyd, 30, 40, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, and finally out of bounds. We'll see where he went out. Looks like it's going to be, I said 10, but then the official is way upfield waving at around the 18-yard line, and that's where they're going to place it. So that's where Caleb Floyd finally went out of bounds after a 61-yard rumble. They're in the John Day Legal Red Zone. Law offices of John Day helping injured people for more than 30 years. First bank, first down for the Red Hawks. Here's Jones. Down to the corner. Kenny Jordan, touchdown! An 18-yard pass and catch. And a very quick score by the Red Hawks.
Really nice touch there. Caught him going down the sidelines and just a beautiful throw.
Toots touchdown for Stewarts Creek. Toots Good Food and Fun. You can order online at toots.com. Also, don't forget you can get it by Uber Eats. Best food in town at Toots. Extra point attempt here by Habib. The kick is up, and it is good. Well, 3:18 to play. Rockvale 34, Stewarts Creek 26. I bet we see an onside kick when we come back on State Farm Prep Sports.
This is a paid legal ad.
When a family member is lost as a result of someone else's negligence, the grief can be unbearable. It also leaves you with a lot of questions like, how did this happen? Who's responsible? And is my family going to be okay? That's a lot to go through, but with the law offices of John Day on your side, you don't have to go through any of it alone. We understand what you're going through, and we have the experience to get the answers, justice, and compensation your family deserves. Call the law offices of John Day.
We're talking with Anne-Marie Brents at Rick's Barbecue on Warrior Drive.
Our sandwiches are very popular. Our pork and our chicken are probably most popular pulled meats. We have spare ribs. They're delicious. They fall off the bone good. We don't put sauce all over our meat.
And that's so you can choose mild or hot sauce or their signature white sauce.
White sauce is our special kind of secret sauce. It's delicious. It's kind of got a kick to it, but it's not too spicy.
Barbecue smoked chicken, ribs, loaded baked potatoes. Check out Rick's Barbecue, 212 Warrior Drive.
I'm State Farm Agent Dana Womack, and you're listening to Prep Football.
We're back here, and Stewarts Creek just scored to tighten this ball game up with 3:18 to play.
This is really interesting. They get the onside kick. They're in business.
Well, here we go. Onside kick. Does it go the yardage?
Yeah,
I think
close.
It does. It's going to be Rockvale recovering it at the 50-yard line.
That kick really didn't have a lot of oomph in it. Does that make sense, Brian? Oomph.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't difficult to handle.
So 1st and 10 at the 50. John, you got to think a couple of first downs here, and Rockvale can run out the clock, but Stewarts Creek is not so accommodating.
Well, and I'm not sure about the timeout situation. I don't know if Stewarts Creek has any, but
they may have one more. I'm not 100% sure. It's only one if they do. Quick run by Gardner.
Huge run.
Gets into the second level to the 41.5-yard line. Just shy of the first down marker, but the clock runs, and that's a biggie.
Ball be placed at the 43-yard line.
Another final. MTCS a winner over Clarksville Academy. Final score 42-7. Got a lot of finals rolling in here about now. Love to see if we could get something out of PCA, DCA, and something out of Siegel and Paige Laverne here in the next few. Second down and about 1.5 yards here for the Rockets. It's going to be Gardner trying to run off the right guard and maybe got 1 yard.
Gardner on the
So
carry.
3rd and short. They don't care. It's still a run play. Clock's still moving. 2:13 counting down. John, you got to figure here if they can convert on 3rd and 1, it may be over.
Yeah, that's the big thing. They've got 2 shots at it.
Got some clock issues going on. They don't know how much time is left in Germantown with the Riverdale game, with Riverdale trailing 34-24. That's not good. Trying to get that first down, and here he goes, Gardner, plowing his way across the 40 to the 38-yard line. It's a first down, Rockets.
Got hit initially, but that spin and that extra oomph that he had got that first down. Big first down.
Flag on the play.
It's against Stewarts Creek, I believe.
Well, that doesn't really change a whole lot here then. White Hat is now huddled up with 2 more officials right between the 2 teams. Kind of see the body language on Stewarts Creek's players. They're kind of hanging their heads there a little bit.
They made a valiant comeback, that's for sure.
It is against Stewarts Creek. It's a personal foul against Stewarts Creek as well. So it's not only a first down, puts the ball inside the 25-yard line at the 23.
Penalty.
And the first down by penalty with 1:47 to play. They're very close to the John Day legal red zone here and are in victory formation now. Mayhew takes a knee.
Yeah, they
They'll
don't
have to do it again.
Timeouts left.
So Stewarts Creek is out of timeouts, and we're just playing out the string here now. And it's going to be a Rockvale victory here, as they are going to defeat the Stewarts Creek Redhawks by a final of 34-26. We'll do it again. Taking their very sweet time. Play clock at 15, game clock at 1:05. They're going to snap it after the ball gets, or the clock gets down to about 4 seconds. There's another knee by Mayhew.
Brennan Mayhew with the knee.
And they'll do it one more time here.
Third down,
and that's going to wrap it up. So a big win on the road for the Rockvale Rockets. Rockvale going into region play. They play at Riverdale next Friday night. That will be a huge game. Blackman at Oakland is a very big game. We'll be there. Our first chance to see the Patriots this season. And there's the final knee. Clock rolls down to zeros. And it's a final here from Stewarts Creek High School. The Rockvale Rockets victorious by a final score of 34-26. We've got your Prentice Allsup Heating and Air postgame show coming up next, right here on State Farm Prep Sports.
Dr. Automotive is the cure for your car. Brothers Danny and Randy Brewer have been providing Rutherford County with ASE certified auto repair for nearly 20 years. You'll receive courteous and friendly customer service every time. Why? Because we grew up here and you are our neighbors. Foreign and domestic auto repair and maintenance on Hazelwood Drive in Smyrna, just off I-24. SmyrnaAutorepair.com, 615-220-0971. Just ask for Danny.
Since 1966, Vans Heating and Air has been a symbol of quality for Murfreesboro and Rutherford County. Alton and Jason Fan are there to ensure quality to every customer, even showing up on site. Vans Heating and Air is located on Jayhawk Court near the county school board offices. They ask that you stop by or call 615-893-7930. That's 615-893-7930 for friendly, complete service on Amana, Bryant, or American Standard Heating and Air products. Vans will do it all. Sell you your choice of products and then install it with their factory-trained, experienced professional staff. In the unlikely event you need service, Vans will be there with trained technicians. Vans specializes in new homes, custom homes, or existing buildings. Give Vans Heating and Air a call today, 615-893-7930, 615-893-7930. Good luck to all of our schools and student athletes from Vans Heating and Air.
With the service you get from State Farm, you might think our car insurance costs more. I'm State Farm Agent Bud Morris. Give me a call at 615-893-1417 and let me show you with discounts up to 40%. You may find it even costs less.
Local business owners, you know how important it is to be here for your customers. I'm State Farm Agent Celeste Middleton, and I run a small business in Rutherford County too, and I'm here to help you protect your small business. Call me at 615-895-2700.
Shop your favorites at Dillard's, JCPenney, Rue 21, Hot Topic, and more. Grab a bite at Crab Fever, Sam's Sports Grill, Olive Garden, or Miller's Ale House. With more than 60 retailers, you're sure to find something that you'll love at Stones River Town Center. Find them on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for style tips, upcoming events, and sales information. Stones River Town Center, off Old Fort Parkway in Murfreesboro. Shopping centered on you. Online at shopstonesriver.com.
Whether you're a student, alumni, or just a fan, Raider Tees has exactly what you need to help you cheer on the Blue Raiders on game days and every moment in between. We sell officially licensed Blue Raider gear, whether it's clothing, hats, flags, chairs, or just whatever. We have it all, including exclusive gear you won't find anywhere else. Like us on Facebook for updates on new Blue Raider gear and special prices or discounts. For all your Blue Raider gear, shop Raider Tees today. Bigger, better, and go blue!
First National Bank of Middle Tennessee is dedicated to our community. Hi, I'm John Dietrich, Senior Vice President and Commercial Banker at our 1708 Gateway Boulevard location in Murfreesboro. Let me help you purchase, finance, or build with local people and local decisions. As a lifelong Murfreesboro resident, I'm committed to our town and your financial needs. Look us up at fnbmt.com. First National Bank of Middle Tennessee, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 401715.
I'm State Farm Agent Emerson Williams, former running back at Oakland High School, and you're listening to Prep Football.
Welcome in to the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air post-game show. Prentice Allsup Heating and Air services all major brands and in most cases offer same-day service. Rely on the Rheem Pro professionals at Prentice Allsup Heating and Air to keep your home or business comfortable year-round. Call 615-890-1311 or check them out online at PrenticeAllsup.com. Prentice Allsup Heating and Air on West College Street. And right here on WGNS, time for some scores.
Jennings and Ayers Funeral Home scoreboard update now.
We're going to head to Smyrna, just right up the road as the crow flies, just a couple of miles, and get a report on the night after Ravenwood defeats the Smyrna Bulldogs 28-6, and Danny Brewer out there at that game. And Danny, I know that it was very close for a while, but Ravenwood proved in the second half to be too much for the Bulldogs, it looks like.
Indeed they did. The second half kickoff, Ravenwood goes down, scores, makes it 14-6. So you're wondering what's going to happen. Smyrna answered with a nice drive. They got down inside the Ravenwood 10-yard line, but a couple of costly mistakes pushed them back. They turned the ball over on downs. Ravenwood scores on a 74-yard pass, catch, and run, and then it's 21-6, and then they have a 70-yard run for a touchdown, and it's good night, Irene. So a couple big plays. That's what cost the Bulldogs. The 90-yard kickoff return, 74-yard pass, catch, and run, and a 70-yard run. So three huge plays by Ravenwood was the undoing of the Bulldogs.
And Danny, as we've seen and this is no secret that Smyrna is struggling to find an identity offensively, and
only scoring 6 points tonight is one thing. They got deep, as you mentioned. Are you seeing some improvement there on that offensive side of the ball and some maybe milestones that they can reach? Because this is when the rubber begins to hit the road when you jump into region play now.
I think that we have seen some improvement on the offensive line, and Smyrna can run the football. They just have to quit making mistakes. They should have scored a touchdown. They actually did score a touchdown. They got called back because of a mental mistake. He was not on the line of scrimmage, so they had too many men in the backfield. The touchdown gets called back. They got to kick a field goal. The same way in the second half, they had a chance. They were, should have been first and goal inside the 10. They wound up with, a 4th and long from the 21. And so it's just the mental mistakes. They have to eliminate the mental mistakes, and those things are correctable. That's the good news for Smyrna is they do have some pieces to the puzzle. They've got a couple of pretty good running backs. Thomas Jones is a playmaker. They just have to get their head screwed on straight and quit making the mental mistakes and beating themselves in certain situations.
Well, this is kind of a mental thing. Smyrna has such a streak against the Laverne Wolverines. I mean, it's unthinkable. Laverne's only won one game in this series, and that can be a heavy lift for a team that maybe has some inexperience, but got a chance to play your biggest rival, open up region play next Friday night, and it is at Robert L. Rake Stadium.
Good news for Smyrna is it is at home. It can work both ways. Either it's going to motivate you, and you're going to be super focused, or you're going to bear the weight of that burden and make it as a burden. And it shouldn't be a burden. If you're a Smyrna Bulldog, this is the game you want to play. So they can't be scared. They can't be going there wondering what if. They have to go in there with determination. And Coach Williams he's a frustrated individual right now. And obviously Smyrna's not used to being 0-4. That's not where Smyrna's used to being at, but they are. And they played 4 pretty doggone good football teams.
Well, that's what kind of gets you ready for the region, and as we've seen, I think it's kind of wide open. I have really no idea where to pinpoint what could happen in the region.
I think you're absolutely right. Stewarts Creek is a pretty good football team. I think Smyrna's got some pieces to the puzzle. Cane Ridge, who knows what's going to happen there. Antioch is obviously much improved. Laverne has some athletes. It's a case of where I think anything can happen on about any night. So it's going to be interesting once they get – and, McGavock. McGavock may be the wild card off in there too. So you don't really know, and that could make this region extremely interesting.
Well, Danny, we'll see you in the morning for the Coaches Show. Appreciate you calling in scores and your halftime and postgame reports, and we'll see you in the morning.
Look forward to seeing you guys. Thanks a lot.
All right, Danny Brewer there with the Dr. Automotive report there. Dr. Automotive, the cure for your car. Danny and his brother Randy have been providing Rutherford Countyans with ASE certified auto repair for decades. They grew up here. They're your neighbors. Foreign and domestic auto repair at Dr. Automotive, Hazelwood Drive in Smyrna. More scores, and then we'll get another report later on. Riverdale is trailing Germantown 41-24 in the last moments of that game. Blackman a winner over Summit 28-27. Oakland over Antioch 49-0. Siegel a win 21-0 over Coffee County, their first region win. Siegel is 4-0. Smyrna again falling to Ravenwood 28-6, and Collinwood 38, Eagleville 13. MTCS a winner over Clarksville Academy 42-7. So just a few scores left out there. And again, we'll have that post-game report from Clark in just a moment, but we hand things over to John Dinkins, and looks like, let me give this update, 41-32, Riverdale just scores. He said the time, Clark did, who knows? So apparently nobody, who knows what time's left, but Riverdale did just score there. So, John, you've got all kinds of stats. We'll get to that on this game, which was a victory for the Rockvale Rockets 34-26.
All right, Rod, I'll turn it over to you. You've got the defensive stats brought to you by Fans Heating and Air, Winners Trophies, and JHA Company, Josh Houston and Associates.
First, to start with Rockets, the visiting team. Really, the front seven really played an outstanding game. Angelos Brooks, who is second team linebacker, had 5. So he came in a role substituting, but he had an outstanding game. Probably the star of the defense of the game is Timmy Williams. He had 5 tackles. He had pick 6 and an interception. So he had some big plays tonight. DJ Thornton, another backup who started the night, had 3 tackles and an interception. Braden Tomlinson had 6 tackles. Take that back. Six tackles. And then we have on the front line, Jacarius Green had 3, and Frierson Camden had 4. So that's Rockvale Rockets. And then for Stewarts Creek, Marcel Garden had an outstanding game. He had 5 tackles. He made some big runs. He hasn't been listed as one of the running backs, but he had some nice runs tonight. Nigel Maynard had 3 tackles. Ezra Zolden had 3. Jarrell Watson had 4 tackles. Daniel Johnson had 4. Landon Ruckstall had 4. Number 34, the question mark, or we could call him who had 5. He's a good player. And then with 5 tackles, Jonathan Waller.
Who might be player of the game? We never know. You know? All right, here are the offensive stats for Rockvale. Mayhew, 8 carries, 30 yards. Grant Gardner had a great game, 20 carries, 85 yards, a couple of touchdowns too. Odell had 5 carries for 19 yards. Mayhew was 8 of 13 for 169. All right, Rockvale, first half rush for 64, second half 70 for a total of 134. First half they passed for 58, or make that rush for 58 and passed for 111 in the second half for 169, and it was a total of 303 yards. Actually, Stewarts Creek had more total yardage than Rockvale, but the turnovers really hurt. 4, I think, total. They were led by Caleb Floyd, 10 carries, 22 yards, and Jordan with 10 carries, 27 yards. Gordon, 1 carry, 21 yards, and Otay, 2 carries, 4 yards. You could tell that Rockvale concentrated on stopping the run tonight. However, Jacob Jones was 11 of 17 for 296 yards. Unfortunately, he did have three interceptions in the game. They rushed for 27 in the first half, 52 in the second for 79. The first half, they passed for 136. In the second half, 160 for 296 for a total of 375 yards. Penalties galore. There was, I can't even count as many, the penalties on both sides tonight. So it was a matter of Rockvale taking advantage of the Stewarts Creek turnovers, and that's how we stand. Time now for our Sir Pizza. Oh, by the way, that's brought to you by Fans Heating and Air, Winners Trophies, and JHA Company, Josh Houston and Associates. Now time for the Sir Pizza replays. First of all, we had Rockvale scoring with 8:16 to go in the second quarter. Nobody scored in the first on a 1-yard run by Gardner to make it 7-0 as the extra point was good. Stewarts Creek came back with 7:27 in the second on a 68-yard pass from Jones to Otay.
Sir Pizza game replays.
Back to either side. Boy, the snap was low. And gave the ball to Jordan, and he's in for the touchdown. 2-yard rumble for Jordan. And the Red Hawks have scored 14 unanswered.
Yeah, they were lucky there because there was a little bit of mishap at the line of scrimmage on the handoff, but Jordan was able to muscle his way on in. Okay, we're a little ahead of ourselves there, but we'll go ahead. The Stewarts Creek scored with 5:03 to go in the second on a 2-yard run by Jordan that made it 13-7. The extra point was no good. And then Riverdale comes back with 2:06 to go. This was in the second quarter. It was a pick 6 of 27 yards.
Sir Pizza game replays.
Ooh, it's picked off. Taking it all the way to the other end for a Rocket touchdown is Timmy Williams with the pick 6.
Well, that changed the complexion of things. Boy, I hate that pass, like when they're going from sideline to sideline, and they read that well, and he goes in for 6. Then Rockvale scored again with 7:45 to go in the third. It was 14-13 at half, but Rockvale ran off 13 points in a row, 13-yard run by Odell.
Sir Pizza game replays.
Well, misdirection in the backfield and wide open field for the touchdown. Rockets. That is Rashawn Odell, the senior, with his 3rd touchdown of the season. That from 13 out.
Great block by Angelos Brooks on the right side and opened it wide open for Gardner. And it was 20-13. The extra point was missed. Rockvale came back, 3:05 to go in the third. This nice, nifty run by Gardner.
Sir Pizza game replays.
Gardner up the gut. Gardner to the end zone. Couldn't catch him. Lightning fast out of the backfield for a 17-yard touchdown. Rockets.
Boy, the hole just opened up. It was like the Red Sea parting for Gardner. And it was 27-13. Rockvale looking good. And in the fourth quarter, with 6:39 to go in the game, a 78-yard pass from Mayhew.
Sir Pizza game replays.
Now Odell is in motion, lining up as a halfback on the right side. The play goes that way and finds Odell, 35-40. He's at the 50, foot race 40, foot race 30, foot race 20, 10, 5, end zone, touchdown, Rockets, 78 yards.
Talk about thread the needle. Man, he comes out of there and just fires a bullet. And Stewarts Creek not able to recover. 6:39 left in the game. You think, well, Rockvale's got this one in hand. But Stewarts Creek bounces back with 5:44 to go on this 37-yard pass from Jones.
Sir Pizza game replays.
Throw downfield, caught, touchdown. And that was 24. Kenny Jordan with the big catch from the rocket arm of Jacob Jones, 37 yards.
That's what the doctor ordered. Now, he had time that time. Great route and just right on the money. And they went for 2, didn't make it. But then they score again with 3:18 to go in the game on this pass from Jones to Jordan.
Sir Pizza game replays.
Here's Jones. Down to the corner. Kenny Jordan, touchdown! An 18-yard pass and catch. And a very quick score by the Red Hawks.
Really nice touch there. Caught him going down the sidelines and just a beautiful throw. I think we're going to hear from those two combinations for a while. But they didn't have any more timeouts. Rockvale was able to run out the clock, and Rockvale hangs on to win it 34-26. And those are your Sir Pizza replays.
We do it your way at Sir Pizza.
That's your Sir Pizza game replays. Be sure to check out WGNSSports.com for the podcast of the game and Sir Pizza for your next family night. Serving since 1965 with the best pizza in Rutherford County. They're ready to feed your hungry family on Memorial Boulevard, South Church at Veterans Parkway, and on East Main Street. Sir Pizza, good to the very edge.
Sir Pizza, you made me love pizza again.
All right, we have got one more score to get to you, and this game just went final. Clark Blair is at Germantown tonight, where Germantown defeats Riverdale 41-32. And Clark, I know this game just kind of wrapped up, and you had to play without a clock. That makes things very difficult, I would think.
It was very difficult for the fans and the players and the coaches, but in the end, Germantown, of course, won 41-32. Riverdale scored early in the third and here late, but in between, the Warriors could do nothing with that Red Devil running game. They just ran up and down the field on the Warriors, and tough loss for the Warriors. Big game next week back at home against the Rockets.
Yeah, the same Rockets who got a win here tonight, and a word on that coming up here in just a few. But, we knew it was going to be a tough place to play. Germantown and Riverdale have a lot of history and a long road trip. And, I think, 2-2 now, still played probably the toughest first 4 games that you could imagine did Riverdale.
Oh, they're definitely battle-tested already and ready for region play. The athletes tonight for Germantown, the quarterback and running back, were extremely good, probably as good as they'll see all season long.
Yeah, so I know you got a long road trip ahead of you coming back. Be safe, Clark. Appreciate it, and thanks for the updates on the game tonight.
All right, thanks, Brian.
All right, Clark Blair with a Dr. Automotive in-game report. Man, it's been a busy night, hasn't it, John?
Yeah, a long one, too.
Yeah, yep. Time to
Rod, wake up over there.
Right. I mean,
it's past my bedtime.
when they're packing up the food up
you
here.
realize we're almost 70. I'm almost 70, and he's almost, he's 75. So we're getting old. We can't hang.
I did have my power nap before I came.
Oh, did you?
Well, that's good. That's always good to get a nap. Well, let's wrap it up, shall we?
Okay, are you going to read the scores one more time?
I will.
Oh, I knew you would.
I
Okay.
will.
I'm going to put my headphones off then.
Okay. Thanks, John. John and Rod, appreciate their help here tonight. And one final rundown on the Jennings & Ayers Funeral Home scoreboard here on WGNS Murfreesboro Smyrna. Braves a winner, 8-2 over the Pirates. There's your baseball score. And all of these games are final. MTCS 42, Clarksville Academy 7. Collinwood 38, Eagleville 13. It was Page a winner over Laverne, 38-7. That is a score that we haven't given you a final on. Did eke that one out in terms of getting that score. Ravenwood 28-6 over Smyrna, as we heard reports from Danny Brewer tonight. Siegel 4-0, got their first region win of the season, 28-0 over Coffee County. It was Germantown 41, Riverdale 32. That final just in as well. Oakland a winner over Antioch, 49-0. Never in doubt. They just blasted the Antioch Bears tonight. The Blackman Blaze, first win in the Matt Kreisky era at Blackman, 28-27. Man, they've had some close games. Win it and missed extra point by Summit. The difference in that one. And the final here, Rockvale a win at Stewarts Creek, 34-26. Tomorrow morning, Prentice Alsop Heating and Air Coaches Corner, bright and early at 8 o'clock. MTCS Cougar Corner at 10:15. Then we'll have Blue Raider football from Missouri. 4:30 pregame with Dick Palmer and J.P. Plant. And then Chip Walters and Big Joe Dubin will have the call of the game for you beginning at 6 o'clock. Next Friday night, we're at Oakland. It's Blackman-Oakland. Region play begins in earnest for most of our teams. Some have already started. But in terms of 6A, it's a big week. So it's a rival week. You've got Blackman-Oakland. You've got a lot of other rival games. So we'll have score updates from others and coverage from Ray Hughes Stadium, Oakland and Blackman. Well, that's going to do it tonight. I want to thank Athletic Director Todd Harris and all the folks who make coming to Stewarts Creek a very, very nice event. For John Dinkins, for Rod Edwards, and our producer Jackson Smith at the station, I'm Brian Barrett saying so long from Stewarts Creek High School. Again, our final 34-26. Rockvale Rockets a win over the Creek. So long until the next time we meet at the game.
Rutherford County's biggest sports events are on News Radio WGNS, FM 101.9, FM 100.5, AM 1450, streaming at WGNSSports.com, on our iPhone and Android apps, and always at the game.
We now return to regular programming on News Radio WGNS.